In the wrestling world, the people are represented by two separate but unequally important groups. The wrestlers and bookers, who literally do all the hard work, and the fans, who endlessly nitpick and overanalyze everything they do. These are their stories.
Hey! It's Warhorse, and you need to shut your mouth, open your eyes, and clean out your ears, because it's time to listen to the Raw and Order podcast. That's right, they're bringing you the best in all that meaty podcasty goodness in one, what is it, an hour? Two? Who cares? Who gives a shit? You need to listen to it right now, or else Warhorse is gonna, roll your ass! Hey! It's Warhorse, and you need to shut your mouth, open your eyes, and clean out your ears, because it's time to listen to the Raw and Order podcast. That's right, they're bringing you the best in all that meaty podcasty goodness in one.
Welcome to another episode of Raw and Order, the wrestling booking unit, the only wrestling podcast on the planet that is dealing with some weird ass feedback going on from here. I am your host, Detective Mark Smarks, and I'm joined, as always, by my partners in crime fighting, District Attorney Vincent Kayfabe. What's going on, man? How are you?
What's up? So we're having some technical difficulties because we don't know what the fuck we're doing. Don't try and
that's valid.
Don't say weird shit's happening. We just don't know what's going on.
Well, no, it is legitimately weird shit. It's stuff that was not happening the previous times that we did this. It wasn't showing us the preview of the audio or video that was playing there, and it was trying to jump us to. It was showing for me. But this, I don't know if I need to restart my computer or if that's on my end, but it also was doing it for DFAbe, so I don't know. Anyways, also joining us, RCMP JLB from up north. What's going on, man?
It goes good, sir. We are back after a week hiatus. You know, things happen, people get busy, people get tired, life just happens, but we are here and we are ready to rock out some wrestling, and I'm excited. It's been a hot minute.
So, before we get too heavy into it, I do want to apologize to our lovely viewers and listeners and everything for not doing an FBI this week after promising we were. There were lots of things that came up, but most of them fall on me. And so I want to be clear. I talked about it a bit when I was streaming earlier today, Skyrim. But I recently have developed a problem in my back that I have yet to see a doctor about. And it causes me immense pain after long periods of sitting. Which is fine, except my current job, my real job, involves long periods of sitting. And this week, I came home every day this week, and my back was just like, you are not going to be able to do a podcast tonight.
We can have you be a meter maid from now.
Yeah, I might have to go on suspension or some shit like that.
Or ask them for one of those standing up desks where you can
my company does not do those. I legitimately brought it up early on in there, and they said, we tried them once, and we decided that they don't work. And they won't do them.
I mean, what aspect to them doesn't work? The standing? Or...
Just the cost, probably. Like, my office has, like, maybe off every, like, there's maybe, like, 7 cubicles together, and then maybe one of those tables has the standing one. Mm-hmm. So they don't have, like, a shit ton of them, but they have enough for people who legit have back issues.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in fairness, the building that I work in, there are 3 buildings for the company I work for, and the building that I work in alone has almost 400 people in it.
To be fair.
And so they couldn't just like do 1 or 2 standing desks because there's too many people who do it. I don't have a mobile workstation, so it's not like I could just move over to the standing desk if I wanted to, or choose it. I have a assigned desk with, a phone line directly to it. I also will point out that this company is spending like $500 million to build a new building. right now.
Oh, fair.
But also is still using almost 40-year-old phone technology for their phone system. So expecting
Ours is
them
still
to.
using DOS for the fucking applications. So.
There's one of the systems that I don't directly use. I'm assuming that DA Fabe just went to audio only, correct?
Yes.
Okay, it's not a technical difficulty. Okay, um, but uh, one of the systems I don't interact with it directly, but it's one of the major systems, and I'm talking a major system for the thing. Was hand coded by someone in something similar to DOS, and they can never upgrade that system because it needs to be. It's an 8-bit program,
Oh
and
snap!
you can't you can't even buy 8-bit processors anymore. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of those little things that are going on, but like I seriously thought about buying, because you can buy those like spring-loaded standing desk things that you mount to your desk, right? And then
Oh snap!
you can pull a thing and it raises up your keyboard and monitor so that you can stand up. I seriously thought about buying one of those. Okay, give me just one moment because I
I was
need to
trying to
check
test some
something.
stuff. Sorry.
Did you switch to the dynamic scene mode?
Yeah.
Yes. Do not. Please don't.
Okay.
Yeah, you are welcome to play around with the pro scenes down below. If you want to, I believe I have it set up where on all of the pro scenes, all of our audio
Well,
still goes out.
I switched to this right here, and that does not, in fact, change the
Well, so
Twitch.
so with the pro scenes, you click on them first, and it changes them on the right hand or on the left hand side, and then you
Oh, and
click
then
that
it
button
transitions.
to transition them, and then you've transitioned.
Aha!
So, but you can't use the dynamic scene. You have to use for all of our things. You have to
The
use the pro
proceeds.
scenes.
To be fair,
Just
To be
testing some
fair,
theories, bud. That's all.
yep. But I just don't know what. Like I said, right now it's displaying the dynamic scene to me. Are you still on the dynamic scene?
No.
That's why there's something weird going on with my.
No, and on the display, it still is not changing on Twitch, so it's still on
Yeah,
the
like I
three
said,
people version.
there's
So
something weird,
that's
and I may set up a 3-person vertical stripe one like the dynamic scene has at some point. But if you are on the 3-person version and you want to change who's in the big square, like currently I'm in the big square, right? You click on the 3-person one,
and I just do that.
drag them. No, you don't drag them. Do not
Well,
drag
that
them.
changed it.
It messed up the layout
yeah, but
entirely.
you're still there. It
Yeah, it
messed up the
totally
layout.
messed up the layout. That's cool.
You 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 can just
No,
click on the pro scene and say
no,
Smarks
like,
and JLB. No.
well, you can do that, but like literally on my side now, the
There you go.
my my image was not centered in that big one.
Yeah,
What you
you're
do in
correct. It was not.
Yeah, what you
It's
do
weird.
instead is if you want to switch who's in what square, you click on the 3 dots next to one of the names, and you click replace speaker, and then you choose which name you want to replace it, and then it moves you around like that.
I'm not gonna dick with it.
So, really weird thing. I occasionally get some weird feedback, so I don't know what's going on. Like I said, there's something going on with my system, I
We're
think.
learning a new system, folks. We apologize.
Anyways, yes. It's a whole thing. Whole thing. Anyways, but so my back has just been killing me, and to give evidence to it, I currently have a tens machine hooked up to my back right now. running a cycle to hopefully help waylay the pain. I don't know. Anyways, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna talk professional wrestling. We're gonna maybe do a little bit of fantasy booking games because we had some fun ones planned and then didn't get to do any of them because pain. And so let's go ahead and start. Let's kind of intermingle a little bit. Let's start off by talking the big news this week. They wrote off William Regal's character on Dynamite, and the speculation abounds that he's headed back to WWE, and he might be. I have no reason to believe that he's not, but I also have no real reason to believe that he is. If that makes any sense, like a week and a half ago, nobody was reporting William Regal's headed back to WWE.
Correct.
And then Trips makes a Twitter reference to William Regal during War Games. And then they do this angle with Regal being betrayed by MJF and beaten down and going to the hospital on Dynamite. And suddenly, everyone and their dog is reporting that Regal's on his way out and he's headed back to WWE, right? And they were like, oh, no. First they're like, oh, he's got a 3-year contract, so he can't go back. Then like, oh, no, it's a 1-year contract. And now they're like, oh, no, it's just a contract through December. And then they were like, oh, no, he had a clause in his contract that says if Triple H came back to power, he could leave. Which I want to say, that is the most ludicrous concept I've ever seen. And if you ever believe that, like, nobody is going to write a contract and say, oh, but by the way, if something changes at your former company, you can just quit to go back to there, right?
If there's a new boss,
we're going to spend a bunch of money on you, but if you want to and get a chance to go back to your old company, we're going to let you out of your contract just so you can go back to your old company. Right? No company does that. Tony Khan doesn't do that. That's not the way contracts work. Not in football, not in soccer, not in professional wrestling, right? Now he may have had just a 1-year contract, at which point it would be up sometime early next year. When was he let go from WWE? I want to say it was like May
Of last year, not this year. No?
No, I was this year.
And this year has gone by so fast, yet some certain stuff is just like... He made his debut at Revolution, so in February.
So yeah,
Right?
February.
Revolution in
So
February?
So here's the Fightful report from January 5th. So yeah, if his contract was 1 year, it would be up in January or end of January probably if he made his debut at February, because January 5th when he was released by WWE, right? So there's a chance if it was a 1-year contract that it could be up, right? If it was a 3-year contract, as many people were reporting prior to all of this, then there's no way he's going back, right now. Unless he was able to
I'm
negotiate
just off.
a release.
I'm still here.
Which I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're Tony Khan, why you do that. You know what I mean? Especially
Right.
since you had him involved in a major storyline, right?
yeah, like, oh, okay, you fucked off John Moxley, and yeah, well, that's
Yeah, that's
That's
a great
it.
way. Great way to end that storyline. You betray John Moxley, then you get betrayed, and then you're never seen again. That works, right? And so that's why I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical that all of these reports that were nowhere to be seen 2 weeks ago, but suddenly because of two minor little things, and so far as I've seen, no actual behind the scenes insider reporting. It's all almost entirely based off speculation.
Speculation.
Oh, I put two and two together. Triple H mentioned William Regal. William Regal's written off TV. That must mean. Well, does it really?
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I mean,
this isn't
it's
Burger
also
King. You know, you don't
weird.
go, oh, I don't like my boss anymore, and just get to go across the street to McDonald's.
But it's interesting because some of these news sites who are reporting this would generally just report inside reports. So the fact that everyone's jumping on speculation reports is completely odd to me. Like, why would you even risk your credibility of
You obviously
you
don't have a
reporting?
favorite college football team that's been recently needed a head coach. Everything is speculation.
No, no, no.
That's
I get that, but usually they have somewhat sources. You know what I mean? No one's really reporting that they have a source within. They just say, I think, I think, I think, I've heard, I've heard, I've heard. But it's not more like someone within inside AEW, sort of like what you were saying, Smarks. It's not someone inside AEW or someone inside WWE. They're more now just using the terms I heard, as opposed to like, because now they're all just kind of speculating, which is baffles my mind because everybody's doing it now. And I'm like, what do you guys mean? Like, why is there so many stories coming out for this? Is it AEW just messing up with people's heads and
Say,
not
you're a
giving them
fucking mark.
necessarily?
That's what's happening right now. Uh-oh, he fell asleep.
You know, but I mean,
Wake up.
I was looking. I had something I wanted to do before we did this, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it real quick, so that's fine. Yeah, no, I just
You wanted to DoorDash some tacos, didn't you?
no, I've done a little bit too much DoorDash. Well, Grubhub because fun fact: if you're an Amazon Prime member, not only can you subscribe to this podcast for free and help us out a ton, you also can get a year of Grubhub Plus for free.
1
Hashtag not
year.
sponsored. So I did Grubhub Plus a little bit too much recently, but
Yeah,
I think
because the food
Grubhub is
still
just an
costs.
American thing, right?
I don't know if it's just an American thing. It's just like DoorDash and Uber Eats. The problem is the food costs more. For instance, we actually ate at a restaurant today. We picked it up. We ordered it straight from them and everything. I compared their menu online versus Grubhub's menu online. It was $3 more per menu item.
Wow.
Just in that, and that's not counting the Grubhub fees or taxes or delivery fees or
oh
anything like that
Jesus.
put on it,
Okay.
right? And that's the same thing I've seen with DoorDash and with
Yep.
Uber Eats is that the menu that you're choosing from on the Grubhub or DoorDash or Uber Eats does not match up with the prices that the company themselves set. They're always about $3 more, or $2 or $1. I mean, they're always a little bit more in some ways. $3 more was a little excessive in my book. So
Yeah.
you know, when you go from paying $11 for something to $14 for something,
Yeah.
that's
The only reason why you're willing to do it is because you're a lazy fuck. You're
yeah.
literally just don't want.
And we
Maybe
were
you're busy and you're at work. Did you ever think of that?
yeah, and that's it. I mean, there are
I mean, there's
reasons
that. That's fair.
for these things. Like you
The
said, if
reason
you're
why
at work,
I do it is because I'm a lazy fuck. There. All right.
I'm not saying I don't do it because I'm a lazy fuck too. I'm just saying there are legitimate reasons to do it, and we should respect those legitimate reasons.
That's fair.
Just saying.
But
I have offered to buy my employees lunch if they would go so I don't have to pay a rando who works for DoorDash or Grubhub or any of those to get my food. I'm like, hey, I can buy you lunch. It costs me the same either way. I can either buy you lunch and you go get it, or I can pay some rando.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what are you getting for lunch? Yeah, that's the other really cool part. You get to pick. Because I can eat something everywhere.
Ed Zachary.
Oh, I don't really want to drive all the way down to the place that I want. Okay, I'll pay somebody else. And you won't get free food.
Yeah,
Mind-boggling.
that's fair.
Okay. But so yeah, we're if he goes back to WWE, great. He did good in WWE. He was with WWE for a long time. I'm all for him. But I did think he was doing a fun job in AEW, and I kind of would like to have seen more of him there. You know what I mean? But
I think I just don't believe that he's gone. That's just the
which
end of
is
it.
Well, I
it
mean, I don't
just
know. It could be he has a good that much of a good relationship with Trips, though. You know what I mean?
no, and
Trips
that's
maybe could have.
it's not that. That's not the part that it's the way they wrote him off. Just seem that's not the way you
It
typically
sounds
write.
like a storyline.
It
Okay,
sounds too much,
calm down, Dave Meltzer,
especially
because Dave
since
Meltzer didn't like it.
they did the whole thing with Bryan Danielson in the ambulance over William Regal. So it's obviously going to be now Bryan Danielson trying to avenge William Regal with MJF, which doesn't line up with William Regal not being there anymore. That's why I just think, they had ways to write William Regal off that make more sense. This one just doesn't make the most sense to me. So,
Well, that's what was Dave Meltzer's complaint about it too, right? Oh, it's too WWE-ish. I don't get why. I completely loved it, especially since it made MJF look like a major heel than he already was, because he was, flimsy with heel face, heel face. Now we know he's back at heel. I have no complaints over it at all. I thought it was genius on their part on how they wrote him off, because how else do you do it?
Well, you had Moxley tell him to run away.
yeah.
Run away.
And then he just runs away
never
and that's
come
it?
back.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could have did it that way too, but who does that help? This helps MJF continue that heel storyline. You know what I mean? This is
Which
kind of the
which is
storyline of
why which
you're
is why I
going.
don't which is why I don't think it's a good way to write him off, because it's still helping a storyline, right? And that's the thing is it means he's still part of the storyline. He's not out of the story anymore. He's now
He
integrally a
is. He's
part of the story.
injured.
No,
Oh,
but
he
he's
messed
still
up his neck. Da, 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 da.
he's integrally a part of it, because if Brian Danielson comes after him, it's because he's trying to avenge William Regal. They're going to be saying William Regal on every episode of Dynamite, and then he's going to show up on Raw. That's not a way to write someone off your storylines, right? And that's the problem. There are other ways to do it. Um, you could literally have had William Regal exit on his own, right? And say, listen, I was done with the Blackpool Combat Club then, and I'm done with it now, and just walk out or something. There's lots of ways you could do it, but this keeps him in the storyline, and that's why I don't like it as a way to write him off. I'm not saying they're not doing it, it just seems like a dumb way to do it. A really
Yeah,
dumb way to
which
do it.
means they're not writing him off.
Yeah.
They're making him a focal point in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. So we are going to we're going to go ahead and move on, because obviously we're not going to know the real answer for this for
Well, we don't have to move on because we can actually stop and have one of our fantasy bookings here.
That's what I was going to do. I was going to move on, and I was going to take the floor because I want to do mine so much, because I was
Okay,
looking
you
forward
can do
to it.
yours first.
Because I teased it. I teased it for everyone. I said it was going to be FMK, and it is. It's a TikTok trend that's going on, where you play FMK, but you get them one at a time. You can't change your answers.
Oh, I've seen this, yes.
So, who wants to go first?
I ain't scared.
Okay, DA Fabe. FMK. Just one
This
second.
is what I think it is, right?
But
Yes,
mine actually had to do with the storyline we were talking about.
that's
My
fine. We
fantasy
can come
booking.
back to it. We can come back.
F your relevancy.
So now
Fuck.
FMK. Let's see. Oh man, it's not doing what I want it to do, and it's being stupid.
Oh, okay.
I don't know
Well,
why
that's
it does that. I
what a
get a weird
fun
background
game.
noise. Anyways, FMK. So your choice, first option, Penta.
Fuck.
Excellent.
This isn't based
Well,
on
in
relationships.
this case, it's fire, though.
Oh no, this is
No.
totally FMK. This is straight
like,
up FMK.
but it's how do you treat them career wise, right? Like, or am I
I don't
actually having
know.
sex with Penta?
Um, what do you
Yeah,
want?
no,
Hey,
whatever.
oh, okay. Fuck for Penta. Next choice, Cody Rhodes.
Mary,
Oh.
That means you are killing Kenny Omega.
son of a bitch.
Ah.
I just didn't want to run any risk towards the end. You know, I thought maybe you'd be throwing me a curveball.
Now, I'm using a random generator for this, and I'm going to also point out that this random generator is choosing from AEW 2021 roster. So that's the only reason Cody Rhodes came up in that. But so JLB, your turn. FMK, your first choice. This is AEW FMK. Your first choice, Trent.
Fuck.
Okay. Evil Uno.
Kill.
That means you are marrying Powerhouse Hobbs.
No. Well, interracial
It's
relationship.
not. That wasn't
you
a
know?
bad.
That wasn't a
Wasn't
bad move.
setup, bud.
Okay, let's do a
I mean, you
WWE
know,
one.
he is writing the book of Hobbes there with his storylines. I like his little vignettes. They're pretty good.
What do you think of his vignettes?
Wonder where they're going with it though. So I guess he's not going to be part of the TNT storyline anymore for the championship. So I do wonder what's happening there.
Who knows? Okay, DA Fabe.
No.
We're gonna do, I don't know, 3 more, 4 more, however many more,
Sure.
right?
Whatever.
Your first. This is WWE. Your first, Robert Roode.
Bobby Roode. As a WWE character. Kill.
Okay. King Corbin
Oh yeah, fuck.
means you are marrying Trent Seven.
Oh, interesting.
Trent Seven from NXT UK, Mustache Mountain.
Oh.
You're gonna take a ride. Take a ride on Mustache Mountain. JLB, your first option, FMK, Kofi Kingston.
Fuck, I guess.
You give him all the easy ones.
Sheamus.
I'm gonna marry fella.
You better give him Roman or Sami.
Unfortunately, I can't
son of a
control the
bitch.
random number generator, which means you're killing Titus O'Neil.
Oh, he's such a nice guy, but okay.
Okay.
I'll make sure to do that on SmackDown or Elimination Chamber. All three.
DA Fabe, your first one. We're going back to AEW. Your first one, Miro.
Mary.
Aw. Lana might have an issue with that, but
This
sure.
one's good. Thunder Rosa.
Fuck. Whew.
So poor Colt Cabana's getting killed.
That's actually not a bad move on that. Career-wise or otherwise. I'm not disappointed with my picks this time.
JLB. Your choices are starting off with Jungle Boy.
Fuck.
Luchasaurus.
Oh, wow. Okay. I see what you're doing here.
I am doing nothing. These are entirely random generated.
I see what the random generator's doing here. I'll go with Kill. Who am I marrying?
Lance Archer.
Oh.
You and the Murder Hawk
I
in
think-
for a life of love.
Yeah. I don't know. He looks like he might be a little rough. Go back to
Jesus.
WWE for one. Pick someone who's actually still active. He's not still active, but we'll start off with Kane.
Kanye. Oh, wait, no. Not Kanye.
Kanye.
Kill right now. Holy cow. Kane. I'm going to go with Mary.
You do have the same political views. What?
Jay Uso.
He's so whiny. I'm going to kill him.
Oh, Jesus.
MVP is your final.
That's not a bad fuck.
Yeah.
They say once you
I
go
mean-
black, you never go back.
Hey, I mean he did spend some time in prison, so maybe he's a gentle lover.
Oh. Oh, that might be true.
So JLB, you're first for FMK WWE this round. Tommaso Ciampa.
We're killing him.
Does he get a love on Tommaso or Tommaso and Goldie?
I feel like my nickname's going to be Goldie, and it's going to be weird, and I'm going to kind of need a restraining order. I'm killing him.
By the way, I am going to quickly acknowledge Necro Eric in the comments. We will answer your question as soon as we're done with our FMK round. So you said you're killing Tommaso?
I'm killing him. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I know.
He's a beautiful, bearded man.
Next one, Xavier Woods. You have F&M left.
Yeah, fuck, I guess. Who am I marrying?
So you are marrying Cedric Alexander.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
I'm okay with that.
Big Swole's going to have a little bit of issue with it, but you know.
I know, but you know, it is what it is.
We'll do one more of each. So we're going back to AEW for DA Fabe. This one, I can predict the answer. Ty Conti.
I don't know that she's marriage material, but she's definitely fuck material.
Oh my god. I mean, Sammy would disagree, but you know.
Well, and that great news. She can stay married, and I can still have my fun.
So you have M&K left. Andrade El Idolo.
Yeah, you know, he's a charming, handsome fellow. I'd marry him. We can have a throuple, him, me, and Charlotte. A quadple, because the plastic surgeon has to be living with him as much as she gets now.
So I'm
Oh
going
my
to give you a
God.
choice on this one because you have to kill one of the Young Bucks. So which one?
I'll kill Nick.
Interesting choice. Okay. I would have
What
gone with Matt.
you would kill Matt?
Yeah. Nick's
You're
the
a
more
douche.
athletic one, and he's the younger one. So he's
Well,
got
exactly. He's the younger one. He's a little harder to fucking get along with.
He's got more of a future. Okay.
He's not
JLB.
that young. He's not that much
FMK.
younger than him. He's like 8 months. Okay.
It's like 2 years.
No, I don't even think it's 2 years. I feel like I read.
I love that you
It
said it's
wasn't
8 months. Like mathematically, that doesn't work. You know that, right?
It's 100% not 8 months. I'm telling you that right now. You can look it up all you want.
No,
I
that's
guarantee
fair.
you,
That's fair.
my 2 years is more plausible than your 8.
I mean, really early. Like you're talking 5 months gestation here because you can't really do anything for at least 2 months. Conceiving doesn't happen for at least 2 months after.
Yeah, but one of them was born premature, though. That's why I have 8 months in my head because I remember
okay.
reading that in their book.
Yeah, even premature or not, they would have to be extremely premature. By the way,
Why don't you go on screen
as
for
of-
yours, bud?
as of right now, Nick is 4 years younger.
What? Okay, I don't know what I
Yep.
was reading then.
But later on, he'll be less than 4 years younger.
Well, there will be a period where he's only 3 years.
Oh, okay.
When Matt turns, no, there will be a period that he's actually 5 years.
Yeah.
Matt will turn
That's the first
38, and then 3 months later, Nick will turn 34. So there will be a period where he's 5 years, but right now he's 4 years.
Only 4 years.
85 and 89. So, JLB, your first AEW choice, FMK, Sammy Guevara.
Sammy Guevara.
You know we fuck him.
Now give him Ty Conti. Ah.
No, he's got MNK left, and he gets Kenny Omega next.
Oh, I think me and Kenny would have a great marriage. Play video games all day,
God.
every day.
Please tell me
Let's
he
fucking
kills
go.
like njoy or something.
Oh my god, you son of a bitch.
Well, no, but he does get to decide which one of Team 2.0 he wants to kill.
You bastard.
Blame the AI, man.
Straight up. I guess I'll go with Daddy Magic. I'm sorry, Daddy Magic.
Oh, but you
Your
don't
voice
want to
would be
know what
very
makes his
annoying.
nipples hard.
I don't. No, I'm good.
You want to know what makes Daddy Magic's nipples hard?
Oh, his fucking St. Leo accent is too much for me. I can't.
Jericho Appreciation Society, the pinnacle of sports. Entertainers.
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 Can't do it.
Okay, back to DA Fabe for the last round of WWE. We have Ridge Holland, FMK.
Kill him.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he'd be a bitch of a fuck anyways.
Be very vanilla, I feel.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you have F and M with LA Knight.
Oh, that dude is gonna be kinky as fuck in bed.
Jesus Christ.
You
If anyone is tuning in, anyone's tuning in for the first time, they're like, what the fuck is
So-
going on?
That means you are marrying Shelton Benjamin.
I am okay
Oh, ain't
with
no
that.
stopping you now.
Ain't no stopping us. Nah.
And for the final FMK, from WWE JLB FMK, Ricochet.
There's a
Oh,
marriage
we
right
marrying
that way.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you've got FRK for Shinsuke Nakamura.
I feel like there'd be a language barrier. I don't know. I feel like it'd be too much for me. I'm
Yeah, but
killing
you'd
him.
also get baka because you're doing it wrong.
So that means
Yeah.
you are totally effing Kofi Kingston.
Did I not get Kofi before? What the fuck?
It's a fun little
All right.
generator. So
Wait, which
Yeah.
accent, Kofi? Because that's gonna matter.
well, I would imagine that if you're effing him, he probably slips into Jamaican when he gets really into it. Oh, yeah, man.
And thank God we're done with the
man.
game.
Harder man.
Okay, we are indeed done with that game. Before we get into a little bit more of the whole thing, I wanted to address Necro Eric. I hope he stuck around to hear our answer. What did you guys think of the 20 or so
I
decent
were him,
matches
I
of this weekend in wrestling? That's a really, really tough question because I didn't really watch any wrestling this weekend. I mean, there weren't any of the majors this weekend, right?
And
It was
he's
all-
also
he's a lot heavier on the indies. So I guess I'm gonna turn it around on you, Necro. If you are still here, what did you think of
And
the 20
what
or so
do
decent
what do you
matches this
recommend?
weekend?
Yeah, what matches do you actually recommend from which feds? What matches? We'd be down to that. You're our indie guy. What is his name? Necro?
Necro Eric.
Necro
he's
Eric.
there.
Yeah, you're our
Heroic.
indie guy, bud. So please let us know. That'd be interesting. Wrestling wise, though, in terms of at least AEW, WWE, SmackDown, Raw, and Dynamite, I did enjoy the what was it? It was Ricochet versus for the FIFA Cup there.
Yeah.
That Ricochet
was-
ended up winning. That match was awesome.
Yeah, the
Not the
World
FIFA Cup, but it's called the World Cup.
Yeah, the
That was a
International
great
World
match.
Cup of Wrestling, whatever.
That was an amazing
I
match.
was disappointed there wasn't more involvement from Taco del Sol. No,
Wow.
what the fuck is
Yeah,
the group's
but-
name?
Jesus Christ. Phantasma.
Legado del Fantasma, yes.
Phantasma, yeah. Taco del Sol. What the fuck?
Hey, I got one.
You
of
went
the
all
words,
kinds
right?
of
Are you in the right
racist.
location?
No! Oh, Jesus. But yeah, that match would probably be my match of the week. Because that match was pure fire. The third match of the trios was all right. It was good. Like, it's not bad necessarily. It's just, wasn't their best match of the three. So can't say that beat Ricochet and thing. And Phantasma, so.
Rick
Yes, sir.
O'Shea. Yeah, we'll just kind of go a little bit down what happened on Raw, because we usually do. You had Becky Lynch come out and give a face promo. Nice to see Becky back as face. I mean, she made the turn right before she left with her injury, so I knew she was. But it was nice to see her back as a face. Anytime you come back from an injury, though, you're pretty.
I
lucky
tell you
you're
what,
being face.
I'm sold. I'm sold right now on the promo on the Bloodline stuff. Boy, they look like they're just gonna fuck Sammy over. That promo.
I predict
Friday?
it's going to be Solo who turns on the Bloodline, not Sammy, and not them turning on Sammy. I think they're doing
You
a big
think Solo turns on the Bloodline?
And I've thought this for a
Sammy
few
gets
weeks.
it.
I've mentioned it before. The interviews with Solo have pretty consistently been like,
I haven't
Man,
talked to Roman in 20 years.
it's been 20 years since I talked to Roman. He doesn't care about me, sort of a thing. And she brought me in when it's useful to him. And so I think they're setting up for that storyline.
Well, he doesn't talk. Like, he doesn't
Yeah.
ever talk.
He doesn't talk, and he doesn't ever really actually look like he wants to be there. You know?
I mean, even at the pay-per-view, when everyone did the one taunt, he just put his arms, folded his arms. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, that's his thing, but he's never really part of the group. Like, I think you're right about that. That might be the story they're telling, or Sammy goes with him.
Yeah.
Because
He
there
also
is
had a
rumors
fire
that
match.
Sammy. Who? Sammy?
Solo.
Solo, I don't
On
recall.
Monday.
Hmm?
On Monday?
Yeah.
Solo's match?
Wasn't
that against Drew on Monday? Yeah.
No, it would have been on Friday if there was
Friday.
a match with Drew because he's on SmackDown.
Yeah. Might have been the prior Friday.
Oh, yeah, that match was fun. That was, I think that was 2 Fridays ago, though.
They all blend together sometimes. Like,
Yeah, that's fair.
God bless long story writing, but also I can't always keep it straight. So that's all right.
No.
I do know the promo this week where Jimmy was like, "No, this is you, bro. This is you," and Jay's just fucking still pissed off, and I'm like, "Boy, you guys just look like you're gonna fuck Sammy." Like,
Well, he doesn't look like he's that pissed anymore, though, because he was even like, yo, we showed
boy,
his
when
true
Jimmy was
colors.
talking, he sure did.
Well, and they did have that segment backstage. It might have been on SmackDown. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah.
But where they were like, are you ever going to confront him about how he lied to you? And like, hey, I told Roman, and Roman said he looked into his eyes and he saw all he needed to know. Which just kind of hints that there's... Because the whole thing, even when Roman was hugging him, there was
Every
that
time
look
Roman
of...
gives that hug, is
Yeah. There's that whole, I may be hugging you. I looked like I was smiling when we went into this, but I'm not a happy camper right now, so. You also had, like I said, Becky Lynch as a face starting a brawl with Damage Control. You had Mia Yim versus Rhea Ripley that ended in a schmoz because, that's the way they fucking do it in WWE. Which then
this is how we do it.
Which then led to Judgment Day versus the OC. Which led to Judgment Day winning. So it's like, hey, 50-50 booking, great. Street Profits versus the Alpha Academy. Street Profits got their win. Because Alpha Academy are basically there to take losses now. And shush people.
Yeah.
Fine with it. That's what they do. Austin Theory refused Seth Rollins' challenge for a rematch. Did not. I'll fight you someday, maybe. But not right now.
Maybe.
Candice LeRae versus Dakota Kai. Candice LeRae got a win.
Yeah, like, what are they doing with Damage Control, though? They just keep constantly
They
losing
just have
and
them lose all the
losing
time.
and losing.
I don't really understand it either.
I'm just like, what's going on here? And like, even when, what was it? The tag match? Did they not also have a tag match or something on Raw? Maybe I'm confusing my
they had
weeks.
a brawl, but not a tag match.
Oh, that's it. But the brawl, and then they even looked bad in the brawl.
Yeah,
as well.
And they
And I was
lost
just
in
like,
War
what's going on,
Games,
guys?
and so it's like,
Yeah.
something's coming out of that, though.
I sure hope so.
I mean, fuck. Yeah.
But regardless, it was nice to see Dakota Kai and Candice LeRae. They
Really nice to see Tegan Knox.
And then Tegan Knox, who showed up on SmackDown.
Yep.
Unfortunately, that means that Tegan Knox is not taking up DA Fave's offer for green card.
Loving citizenship.
So I don't know, Tegan, you're lost, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Candice LeRae, though, I love seeing Candice back, and she looked a little bit more fired up, like she had something to prove. I think WWE, NXT included, has never really seen what Candice LeRae can do, and so I'm hoping they kind of give her a spotlight here soon. On SmackDown, we had the World Cup Finals: Ricochet versus Santos Escobar, as DFA mentioned. Sheamus versus Sami Zayn. Bray Wyatt cut a promo. Emma had a match with Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know what it
What's
is,
the
but
thing that
I mean,
she's
she's
doing
just
with
fresh
what's
back.
his
Don't
face
make
too?
her tap.
Yeah.
A
And
pass
also,
out would have
don't
been
make her
great
in
there.
like a love interest storyline either.
You know what?
Like now she has a love interest with I think it's Ridge Holland. No, they did like a little kissing thing backstage. Oh, you're doing great. Don't worry
Oh no,
about
that's
it. She kissed him in
Mojo.
the cheek.
No, not Mojo.
Mojo,
Is
not
it Mojo?
Mojo.
Fucking
It's not
what's his
Mojo.
name? Madcap Moss. That's it. Who? Here's the
That's
deal.
it.
Legitimately, from what I understand, legitimately in a relationship with Emma. That's a
Oh,
legit
okay,
thing.
okay,
Um,
that's fair.
But still,
And, but still,
but still, yeah, no, that's kind of dumb, but whatever. Um, let's see. Oh, and then like we said, we had Tegan Knox come back and did not really get the pop that I would have hoped, but what can you do?
well, that's because she didn't take anybody up on their offer. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, in fairness, she had a cup of tea on the main roster before getting injured and then getting cut, and so
yeah, not everybody watches
yeah.
NXT either.
So the main roster crowd, the casuals, didn't know who she was really, but you had Kofi Kingston versus Gunther.
with interruption by Braun.
Um, so,
I,
okay.
I'm not entirely in on him right now. I don't know what you guys' take is on Braun, but I'm not all the way there, and I don't know why I'm not all the way there, but I'm not.
Well, because he's had no direction since coming back. He's just kind of
Yeah,
been there, so.
And maybe that is it. I just I'm like, and he almost gives you who the fuck is this vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know who it is, obviously, but
Well, I mean, what it comes down to is they cut him, and then they spent months building up their new monster, Omos, and then they bring them back, and they're like, we'll get you. Go ahead and type up a list of your favorites from this weekend, Necro. We'll highlight them well, hey, and let you talk about them or tell us what you think we should watch. Send us to indiewrestling.tv
yep.
so we can go look at some stuff. Got to shift because my back's starting to hurt. So, um,
Doctor says I need a bacchiotomy.
yeah, I need a bacchiotomy. No, spinal.
Spinal.
And then we
Did
have.
he actually say bacchiotomy?
No,
No,
that's from
that's a different
the movie
okay.
Half Baked.
Okay, okay.
but it just in my mind goes together.
It just worked. It worked. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I can see that.
I broke my back.
Get it.
No spinal. And then you had the SmackDown World Cup Finals, Ricochet versus Santos Escobar, where Ricochet is the winner of the World Cup, SmackDown World Cup.
Which means he gets a shot at
Gunther for the
Gunther.
Intercontinental. Yep. I will say this. I mean, it's the closest thing America is going to get to winning a World Cup this time around, anyways. So.
Yep, they're already eliminated. Good job.
Oh, I mean,
They lasted
no, they're
longer
not.
than Canada, but that doesn't say much.
Oh, yes, they are. But I mean, yeah, that's true too.
Yeah. They I'm gonna lose some fans out there if I even have any fans. They lost to the team that I root for, the Netherlands. So, up Holland!
Yeah, I mean, they put up a good effort, though. It's just when they scored that third one, it was just shut eye. I think there was like 10 minutes left. It was done. But at least they put up a good effort. Mm-hmm. And I'm proud of my Canadian boys. They at least made it after like 30-something years. So good for them. Now it's all about Portugal. Let's go.
Moving over to the AEW results, right? Dynamite was fun because you had the. I gotta pull up the right one because it pulled up the one from 2 weeks ago.
Was it Dynamite?
Dynamite.
Oh,
The one match I want to talk about on it is fucking lumberjack match, and most specifically, the best friend coming out in lumberjack outfit. That's the match I want to talk about for the whole thing. Here we go.
I mean, it's a good pun on words.
Backstage, because this now ended up on Rampage, so we'll talk about it then. But I like them just asking, "Can we bring axes to the ring?" Like, no, you can't bring axes, and they still tried to.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the best of 7 series for the trios titles, the Elite versus Death Triangle, that ended with the Elite picking up a win. So now it's 2-1. Raise your hand if you think there's any chance they don't go to all 7 games for this thing.
No, they're definitely going to go.
what? No, yeah, of course they are.
They wouldn't say a best of 7 series if they weren't going to do all 7. I thought it would be really fun if they did something where it was just a clean
If it was an
sweep,
early sweep, yeah.
you know, right off the bat, but they didn't. The show started off though with Bryan Danielson versus Dax Harwood, which was fucking
That
awesome.
was great. Yeah.
You had Willow Nightingale versus Anna JAS. You had
fun match.
newly signed to AEW AR Fox challenging for the Ring of Honor TV title against Samoa Joe. And I like AR Fox. I've liked him for a while since he was on Lucha Underground. So
I'm a bigger fan of I Am Weasel.
do,
Get it?
do you like Duke Wesselton? Ricky Starks versus Ari Daivari, which was mostly just to set up Ricky Starks saying, "I'm coming after you, MJF." So, Jade Cargill celebrated her TBS championship some more.
With Bow Wow interrupting. Of course.
Of course.
Who do you think Bow Wow's bringing?
I don't know. It's tough.
Because it's not Athena, right? She has her own little thing going on without, now she's a heel and whatever. She's acting very, like she doesn't give a shit about anything. She was suspended. So she's clearly not in that storyline anymore. So I don't know. Are we going to see like a new hire from who Bow Wow is going to bring? Is it going to be someone just entirely random, a one-off?
I could see it being a one-off. I could see it being like a returning Paige Van Zandt or someone like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. That would make sense. Yeah. Because she is under contract for a hot minute too, right? Paige Van Zandt?
Yeah, she's under contract. She's just on a looser contract because she's still busy with other stuff. So
She's still
Right.
an MMA star.
Well, she's still in MMA, so yeah.
Yes.
you had Adam Page come out and confront Jon Moxley and get into a big old brawl, which was fun.
So I had forgotten. I was like, why are they doing this again? And then I realized, of course, Hangman Page got all
Injured.
concussed there. So it was injured, exactly. And I was like, oh, shit, it's true. I'm like, oh, at least he got healthy real quick. Because that was, what, 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago, I guess?
3
Yeah,
weeks.
that wasn't that long ago.
Well,
That's it.
that's the thing with concussions is they can clear up really fast or not. You know what I mean?
Or you could be Adam Cole, baby. And
Yeah, and still be dealing with it months later. There's really no predicting how fast you can return from it. So, I mean, basically, you just return when you return. So,
Right.
you had the MJF segment that we kind of talked about with him turning on William Regal, but I think the bigger thing to talk about from that segment is the newly introduced AEW Custom Championship for MJF. Um, the
Burberry title, baby.
the big Burberry belt. Um, it's really not that big of a custom. It's like the same plates and everything, just on a brown strap that's been dyed Burberry colors. You know what I mean? Sort of like
Right.
his thing. It's a lot more subtle than I almost would have wished they would have gone with something way more Burberry looking. Like get rid of the leather entirely and use a legitimate Burberry scarf for it. You know what I mean? You still have a leather backing for it, so it's stiffer, but you. Anyways.
I think using legit Burberry would be a tad too much money, though.
Use legit knockoff Burberry. Like he wears around his neck. You think he's really
I mean,
wearing
for all you
Burberry
know.
scarf out there?
I mean, he could. He could. Why not? I mean, he's not doing it. He's not ripping the fucking scarf. You know, it's not like he has a new scarf every week. He could still be using the same one, but, you know, it is wrestling, so maybe not. But it's very possible. Like, why not?
And then, like we said, the Elite got a win in the Trios tournament. Moving on to Rampage. And of course,
Rampage.
And it goes, nope. I'm not going to show you the most recent Rampage.
No. Why would you want to know the most recent one? It should still be stuck in your head.
Okay. So this one had Cole Carter versus Darby Allin to start things off. I don't care about Cole Carter. Don't give a fuck.
Nope.
But he was
fun
just
match.
Care
there.
about Darby Allin.
But he was just there to get stomped by Darby Allin, yeah.
There it is.
And have Nick Camarado try to interfere at the beginning and get beat up by a bat. So, Private Party versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. This is more of the Private Party punishment going on by the firm. Is it the firm? Yeah. Firm. So, Athena versus local talent, and she just beat the shit out of her.
Shredded him, yeah.
Yeah. And then Orange Cassidy versus
Oops.
Orange Cassidy versus QT Marshall for the All Atlantic Championship in a lumberjack match. And this is the one I wanted to talk about because I just loved the Best Friends went full in lumberjack on this. They were wearing, plaid flannel shirts and boots and jeans and carrying axes and hatchets to the ring. But this was a good match. Probably, this feels so bad to say. Probably the best QT Marshall match I've seen so far.
Oh, look at you go.
Did it hurt?
That physically hurt. I think I get acid.
I mean, his back just got 10 times worse now.
I feel like, I got acid reflux just by saying that. I need something more to drink. But it was still a good match. And then, of course, at the end, you had Penelope Ford and Kip Sabian trying to interfere, and it did not work. But I think we're obviously now setting up a Kip Sabian versus Orange Cassidy feud. You know what I mean?
Right. Which I'm really down for. Kip Sabian's phenomenal
Kip Sabian's
talent.
great. He's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm totally down for it. And frankly, while I'd like to see Orange Cassidy have maybe another month or two run with the belt, a few more defenses before he loses it, losing it to Kip Sabian is not something I would be opposed.
I wouldn't mind it on. That would be awesome. I wouldn't mind that at all. Because at least they would at least finally get to use him. This guy totally rebuilt his character and everything after not being on AEW for such a hot minute. So kudos to him, man, for still trying.
Yep.
What happened?
And then at the end, we had the lights go black, and the House of Black show up in the ring and just absolutely destroyed basically everybody in the ring.
Right.
Except there was an interesting thing that's worth watching if you didn't notice it. There was a moment towards the end where Buddy Matthews and Brody King were about to hit their whatever they call it finishing move on uh, Ortiz, and
Okay.
Malachi Black stopped them from attacking Ortiz.
Oh.
And then they hit it on someone else, QT Marshall or someone like that. Can't remember exactly who. And so there's something storyline that they're doing with that. So I'm interested to see exactly what they end up doing with that. But so if you haven't
Well,
watched
Ortiz
or
does need to do something.
yeah,
So I'm kind of wouldn't mind.
but,
Because I don't think we're going to see what's his face for a while. Santana, right? He's all pissed off that he's not
well, he's
going
pissed off
anywhere or
and
whatever.
injured.
Oh, he is injured. Okay.
Yeah, I mean a fairly serious injury. Um, let me see if I can. See if I can find exactly what the injury was.
So wait, he was injured through all this time while he was apparently bitching about how he was being used in AEW? That's kind of weird.
He was
Like,
starting to complain, and then he got injured in like the first.
oh,
Um,
okay.
it was like right after the hair versus hair match that
Right.
that Ortiz lost. It was like the next night. I just gotta find it because it was a serious injury. Rico Santana says knee injury, but I think it's both ACL and MCL tears, something like that.
Oh, snap.
He's out for a
Okay.
while. Just says knee injury on where I found. So
Knee.
knee. He's gonna have to go under the knife.
Knife. Because of his knee injury.
Yes, because of his knee.
All right, we ready to do another fantasy booking?
I don't know. Are we ready to do another fantasy
I
booking?
certainly am.
Okay.
First, before I do this, because mine is actually wrestling related and related to an actual quote that occurred, I'm going to ask you, JLB, do you have a fantasy booking or no? Well, let's get yours done then.
Technically.
That's why we're doing it now. Jungle Boy, thanks. All right, moving on.
Wait, not so fast, not so fast. Darby Allin. Okay, moving on.
Do you need a way that this happens, or what are you looking for? They're going with another AEW original. The reason that they're doing it is it's building things. Moxley does not need a title to be relevant. Danielson doesn't need a title to be relevant. Legitimately, if they're gonna do it and it's gonna be an outside source, it's Miro or Aleister Black. If it, and I don't think it's Aleister Black. I don't think they're gonna do heel versus heel. If it's an inside source, if it's somebody within the that's AEW original, there is no more babyface than the babyface of babyfaces. That's Jungle Boy. So Jungle Boy finishes Christian Cage after Christian Cage pushes MJF to the limit in a heel versus heel, but MJF wins, and Jungle Boy becomes number one contender uh, by beating Christian Cage, potentially even in a tournament. And that's how Jungle Boy is the number one contender. And this is probably double or nothing. It's a ways out. It's not Revolution.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, much the same for my answer, and just insert Darby Allin for. I mean, I basically agree. I think it's got to be an AEW original, which rules out a bunch of people. Um, I could see them going back to Hangman Page, give him a run with it. Um, again. But I think they're going to put him in a Moxley feud for a while, and so that takes him out of it. So, Jungle Boy's a great answer. Not going to discount that at all.
Also,
Um, but
very good babyface for a transition. You
mhm,
could transition right into Wardlow pretty easily with that. Wardlow's not a bad option, but Wardlow's already beat the shit out of MJF.
yeah,
Wardlow
yeah,
gets
that's it.
beat by MJF in
I
this
don't
feud.
I don't really want them to go.
They
And
could. However, MJF gets this, and AEW is not known for 50-50 booking, but MJF gets this battle. MJF Wardlow carries Powerhouse. The only reason to put it on Wardlow is to have a transition.
mhm. But so I just think from a crowd reaction standpoint, Darby, you know, he's been about their most over babyface sort of since day one. Uh Jungle Boy's really over. I'm not saying he's not. He's a great choice. I just think literally from day one in singles matches, Darby Allin, people were like, yeah, he's your guy. And it took Jungle Boy a little bit of time to establish himself on his own. He's definitely a future champion, one way or another.
Yeah,
Um,
both of them are.
both of them probably are. But I mean, you could really go down the line and be like, uh, they easily could. If Adam Cole comes back, he'd be a good shot for it.
He's
Um,
probably one of the few who could do it as a heel versus heel.
mhm. uh,
If Kenny Omega goes off on his own again, that's a potential. I
okay.
don't. I think that puts MJF over with Kenny Omega.
Necro's getting ready. Necro's ready with his list here, so we're gonna get a list of what to do. We're gonna have to we're gonna have to find a way to get you on this show. Be our indie reporter. You're undercover on the indie scene. Um, I mean, I could see them building Brian Cage up, but he's not built up enough yet. Um, and we really don't know where he stands, heel or face, right now. I mean, uh, to build Brian Cage up, because like I said, we just don't even know what he is.
It's going
Uh,
to depend on the number of title defenses that MJF has. In my opinion, it's going to take some time to give him enough title defenses to be ready to do that.
Yeah, that's the deal. Is mhm. For the most part, I agree with you. But again, with Brian Cage, we just like fucking don't have. We don't know what his character is right now. I mean, he's part of the embassy, which is a heel faction. I think maybe. Right. Um, like he said, you could go with Brody King, Buddy Matthews, or Malachi Black, but I think they've got another storyline going on right now that they're dealing with. Um, Claudio is going to be involved in Ring of Honor mostly coming up. I feel Danhausen's nowhere near ready for main event anything. As much as I love seeing him, um, I suppose for a transitional champion, I'm going to throw a name out here. That actually, no, I'm not going to throw out Orange Cassidy. I'm going to throw a name out here for a transitional champion that actually might not be a horrible idea, especially depending just based on what happened this weekend involving him or his announcement reason. But Dustin Rhodes,
Ooh.
to give him one shot with the belt. You know what I mean? He announced at an indie that he worked that that he was what's the word I'm looking for? That 2023 was going to be his last year, right? Um, yeah, he's still going to be in the back, but like wrestling, yes. Um, and with if 2023 is going to be his last year, uh, yeah.
Yeah,
So that's not a horrible
I'm sticking
idea.
with Jungle Boy.
I don't think it's my favorite idea, but it wouldn't be the worst thing to throw a you know he gets a victory and then basically immediately loses it, but he gets that one. Uh, hmm
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean they just announced Juice Robinson signed, but AEW fans don't know enough about him to care. So it would take a lot of work over the next couple months to build him up for Double or Nothing. Keith Lee wouldn't be a horrible choice, but he's currently in a whole thing, Swerve in Our Glory. Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, Takeshita gets a really good response from the crowd, and he's phenomenal in the ring. But like right now, his entire character is that Japanese wrestler who likes Cinnabon. You know, and so I think they'd
I
have to
mean, I
build.
can't blame him.
Cinnabon's fucking awesome,
Yeah,
so um, no
every
argument
version of
there.
him.
But
Sonic has the Cinnabon, um, Cinesticks or whatever. Those are great.
mhm,
The Cinnabon delights at Taco Bell are crack balls.
they are
They're
indeed.
incredible. I think we're not far off on our predictions. I think those are our top two for a reason. I also think they're the company's top two. Both of them are riding high right now. The only reason I chose Jungle Boy is because he's riding a little higher right now.
Ricky's. I hadn't gotten down to the R's yet. Ricky Stocks. He's
I feel like it's got to be a super face, and I don't know that Ricky Starks is going to be that as a character ever. Yeah, kind of being sort of face doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
Hey, check this out here.
oh,
Give me
we
one
got a
second here.
visitor.
We have a visitor here who if I
You
can
gonna bring him
find
on, or
I gotta find a way to add him to this stupid thing. Give me a
What do you
second.
mean? Do you want me to add him? I can just add him.
Nope, I gotta do
Here.
it.
There it is.
Getting
Is he not in?
is he in now? I don't know. I
don't know that we have any audio from him.
Oh, there
Oh,
you go.
there he is,
There we
Eric.
go.
What's up, man?
What's up? Yeah, last
Good.
last minute edition. Yeah, I got the video up. It's
we can only see your eyes.
yeah, but that's
It's
okay.
very
We're kind
mysterious, like the indie circuit.
we're kind of used to that from JLB, so
That's fair.
that's totally fine. No, it's
No,
all
you're
fine.
good.
It's all fine.
You're
This is
good,
a
bud.
last minute thing. If we decide to keep having you on, then we'll get it all scheduled out so that you're prepared and everything, instead of just a
Yeah.
last
all
second
right.
thing. But so yeah.
Do you want me to put him in though? Because you have to transition his video in. is the
It
thing.
was showing for me that he was in.
Not on Twitch though.
Is it not showing? See, this is why I'm saying there's something weird going on with.
The Mucks.
Like,
the
look,
Mucks
if
are
you
fucking-
transition it in, now he's there.
Oh, now I'm on stage, it says. Yeah.
Okay, see, and
There
again,
we go.
it was already showing him on stage for me. There's something weird going on with my computer.
No. Yeah, but he wasn't on the live. He was in the backstage.
I know what you're saying, JLB. I am saying that
right,
on my screen, it was showing that he was on the stage, on screen.
Let's argue on the podcast about the sucky software.
Wait,
And
why
so-
is it so close, yo? Wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
You're correct. You can just see my eyes. This makes no sense. Hold on a second here. What is going on?
And beautiful eyes
We
they
wouldn't
are.
lie
sir.
to you. We wouldn't.
No,
lie
I was
to
just like, what are you guys talking about? My eyes.
it's
So I went
probably-
just to check.
It's probably
What is
something
going
to
on?
do with the way that this set up the crop or
What if
whatever.
I
I don't know.
I could like throw the telephone over here and see. I don't know. if
Don't
that'll
throw
help.
it. That's not healthy at all for it.
Yeah, it's
see.
probably not a good idea to
Can
throw
we
it.
do something like this?
Hey, that
work?
works. We can see
That
you and
works.
your glorious
Yeah.
beard.
Yeah. How's that work?
No, I think his beard's
Let's see.
prettier than mine.
It's definitely prettier than mine, but I've got a long ways to go before I got there.
All right. Not even wearing a wrestling shirt. I could have put one on, but
It's all right.
No worries.
It's all right.
So
How you guys
our
doing?
new roving insider in the indie scenes, what are the
Yeah.
matches of this weekend that you recommend we check out?
well, I started just getting a bunch of pastes together, but basically, okay, on Friday there was what was there? There was Sean Henderson Presents To Be Loved on IWTV and Action Wrestling Bangers Only 3 on IWTV. So basically, okay, let's see. Yeah, so there was what? Some bullshit. Jimmy Lloyd versus Atticus Cogar ended in interference bullshit to build some more stuff, storyline arc stuff that I hate. 440, the faction in the Indies, 440. They're kind of really like the Bullet Club. They're just bullshit. What else we got? Oh shit,
So you're saying they're the bullshit club?
they're the bullshit
Bullshit
club. Yo,
club,
that just took a tumble. I'll try and get this better wedged in here. Hopefully that didn't. That was crazy. That was funny. Okay.
When you're in the middle of the battle, bud, shit's gonna happen. It's all right.
that was fucking on. That was funny. Okay. What else we had? We got Matt DeMorest, which was like a really like decent wrestler earlier on in the mid 2000s. He retired due to injuries, but he's come back and wrestled a bunch of matches against some younger talents. So he wrestled Marcus Mathers. They got a bunch of time. Wicked stuff. Just a really good storytelling match. So that was the one show. The other show had like 8 matches, but basically like I'm trying to say like narrow down which ones were the best to go and check out for you guys. but it's really difficult because Action Wrestling's Bangers Only 3 had a lot of good stuff. Like Alex Kane versus Brian Keith was really hard hitting. AC Mack versus Matt Sells was a solid opener. Masha Slamovich versus Billy Starks was a great women's match. Violence is Forever versus Culture Inc. was a great tag team match. Just hard hitting, great storytelling. Adam Priest versus Anthony Henry. Every time they wrestle is crazy. This was like the 4th time this year. Crazy intensity from them two. So that was that show. That was a pretty good one on Friday. And then last night, I guess for me, last night would be Saturday. We had one GCW show, Wasted Time, Pro Wrestling Revolver, the Pro Wrestling Revolver season finale, and DDT Pro Wrestling's. So it was pretty stacked last night. Plus, I was drinking. We watched a lot of stuff. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff last night.
I can imagine. That sounds like a pretty full weekend.
Yeah.
On DDT was the Iron Man heavy metalweight championship defended. That's my favorite belt in all of wrestling, I think.
I don't believe it was. I don't remember who's the champion right now. I think it's Saki Akai or it's someone. I don't remember who has the belt right now. But I know it was the DDT Extreme belt. It was the one that Joey Janela actually lost the belt. So he only has the one belt now, but it's pretty good.
Saki Akai is the current champion.
Okay, yeah. So no, it was not defended. No, that's a good title.
It's such a great belt because it's everything the 24/7 championship should have been.
Stuff you just can't believe. Like my girlfriend was just getting into wrestling, and we freaking showed her that where like the two books were in the middle of the ring facing each other, and she was kind of just like, "What's gonna happen here?"
on?
Like, what's gonna happen here? How is these two books gonna wrestle? And they're sitting there staring at it. It was phenomenal. It's probably from 2020, summer of 2021, 2020, something like that. It's just great stuff. You can't get enough of DDT, especially. It's just such a unique style. But yeah, that show was freaking awesome. Yuki Ino versus Yukio Naya for the finals of their Grand Prix tournament. Great stuff. There was stiff. It was good pacing. Both of them are kind of younger. One of them kind of looks like Kota Ibushi, and the other one kind of looks like a young Glenn Jacobs, like a Japanese Glenn Jacobs.
Oh. A Japanese Glenn Jacobs.
Big dude.
He's a big dude. Yeah, he's a really Naya. No, Yukio Naya, big guy. He always wrestles that big guy style as well, so it's pretty interesting. So that was sick. That was a really good card. The big pile of chairs that Janela had to go. He must have went through a pile of like 15 chairs stacked like 4 high, like a giant. Just went through all that. It was sick. GCW, yeah. So I got a little sidetracked there, but Tony Deppen and Jordan Oliver on Saturday's GCW was just ridiculous. They got a bunch of time. Tony Deppen versus Jordan Oliver. Chef's kiss stuff. That was really, really well done. What else happened that night? Nick Gage versus Cole Radrick had a bunch of panes of glass, light tubes. It was crazy.
What? Light tubes in a Nick Cage match? Never.
Yeah, no, wouldn't expect that, right? No. And Sandman or / Hack, looked horrible. He looked horrible, but
Sandman,
what are you gonna do?
like ECW Sandman?
He's like 64 now, though.
Yeah, I mean, well,
he came out with a big gut. He was drinking and like
he's
just
also
like
put his body through a whole lot of shit over his life, so
Yeah, I mean, can't blame him, right? Like he was already pretty
Probably
much
did
in the
better than
bag
Jeff
as well.
Jarrett.
But
from what I've heard, I've actually seen like interviews with him and people talking, and he's apparently like the nicest guy in the world. Sandman.
I wouldn't doubt it.
But I still love, like, I marked out hard for Sandman entering in the 90s. Like, I knew he's not a good wrestler. Once he got to the ring, you were not.
No, you're not like,
five-star
no.
match.
You're not going to get chain wrestling,
No. He had a couple of good matches in 1992, but that's about it. Right.
Like, oh, where's he going to come? Yeah. headbang so much my earmuffs came off. Um, well, it sounds like there were a lot of fun things to watch this weekend. I just didn't really get a chance.
Pro Wrestling Revolver had a stacked card as well last night. Or Kenta versus Mike Bailey was probably the best match of the night for me. Alex Shelley has been just doing crazy stuff. Incredible
Alex Shelley's
storytelling.
the man.
Yeah, him versus Masha Slamovich in a submission match was just like wicked storytelling. Swerve versus Rich Swann was supposed to be like really good, but it ended up being a hardcore match, so that threw me off, and I didn't enjoy it. Marina Shafir versus Billy Starks surprised the crap out of me because I normally don't like Marina Shafir, but she like suplexed Billy on her head, it was freaking awesome. It was really good. Yeah, I am saying that Marina Shafir had a good match. I can't believe I'm saying this, but
I don't know if I believe you.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, she suplexed her on her head. It was wicked, like limb work. They were working. It was just really good. I don't know. Was I drinking? I was. But was I high? I was. But I still think it was a pretty decent match. I'll have to go back and watch it again on a Pro Wrestling Revolver. But yeah, and then Kenta versus Mike Bailey was great. I really liked that. Alley Catch. Oh yeah, the one that caught me off guard was Alley Catch versus Jessica Havoc. They're both like not really deathmatch wrestlers, but they had a deathmatch with glass, which really caught me off guard because I was like, "Whoa, what?" So it had a lot of bad blood, and it was like a really storytelling based.
Yeah,
that was great.
Allie's done a lot over this last year or so to kind of change up her image and her gimmick quite a bit.
Yeah, a lot of people still don't like her, and I don't really understand. Like, she's been doing phenomenal work. It's very versatile.
Yeah,
so
I haven't seen a lot.
I don't see the hate, but
I do know that like when she back a year or so ago, she'd draw the little cat lines and she did this whole cat gimmick sort of a thing.
That's true.
And it just wasn't really catching on. And then she changed from Alley Cat to Alley Catch, and has really started to take off, and she's really good. So But
yeah, she had a wicked match there. I wasn't expecting there to be glass and stuff. Caught me way off guard. And there was also Limitless on IWTV. Limitless Dirty Laundry. There was Smiley Kylie Ray versus Becca. That was excellent. Great energy. Like, just really good match. Ace Romero versus Slade main event was just off the charts. Slade is a freaking man. I don't know if anybody's ever seen Slade before, but he's basically like a guy in jeans with no shirt that just beats the crap out of people. And he's scary. I've done maybe a couple death matches in my day, but that guy is scary. He's like one of the top 5 people that I would never, ever want to get in a ring with. Like for me, it was always like Brain Damage. I would never want to get in a ring with. Abdullah the Butcher, never want to get in a ring with. Right. You know what I mean? There's always those guys, right? And I believe Slade is one of those guys. He's just, oh my goodness. Like, if I'd recommend a match would be Slade versus Masha Slamovich from like 2021. If you can find it, it's on IWTV. It's from Uncharted Territory. But that was just gnarly. Like, it's almost nauseating. Like, I'm used to seeing intergender wrestling, but that was Slade's crazy. Honestly, it's hard to even put into words how crazy Slade is.
Very cool.
Above the Rest versus Workhorsemen, which is they're a jobber team. The Workhorsemen are a jobber team, a jobber team, yeah. But they're absolutely incredible in the indies. They had this amazing freaking storytelling match with Above the Rest, put them over. It was phenomenal. Phenomenal.
For those who don't know, that's JD Drake and
Anthony Henry, who also had the match the other night. Like, literally the night before, he had a crazy match with Adam Priest, which was the main event of that show I was just talking about earlier. Yeah. And then he went and had that crazy tag match the next night. And they're jobbers in AEW. Like, it's like, wow.
I suspect that, at the very least, Anthony Henry won't be a jobber in AEW for too much longer.
He's too good. He's having bangers and after bangers.
I think JD Drake, probably his
He's a little bit older, right?
He's
I
he's
think
older
yeah.
and his physique.
Yeah, that's not going to sell either. Even though he has crazy good matches at his age, it's one of those things, the image, right? Like,
yeah.
So I'm really interested in this. Your remarks about Slade. Does
mm-hmm.
that? I mean, where do you put him on the New Jack scale?
I think he's crazier than New Jack.
Oh my god!
Because
I'm currently watching Slade versus Nick Gage.
Yeah,
watching Slade Nick Gage. Well, it sounds like a bloody nightmare.
He's crazy. He's just he's the type of guy that like takes like just shots. I watched Slade versus I think it was Slade versus Matt Tremont or Slade versus it was ICW No Holds Barred earlier this year, but he was so bloody, like his whole arm, and it was nasty. But he's just so stiff and like he doesn't stop. He's just like a machine, he's cyborg style. It's just scary. And that's like somebody that I would not.
Too though.
Yeah. He's not just a brawler.
Like he can, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he's like mostly known for
Nathan Jones.
It's crazy.
Nathan Jones.
Yeah, but yeah, so that was Limitless, and then there was a GCW. Okay, wait, there was UFC last night as well, which had a lot of really great wrestling and great fights. Clay Guida, my boy, got his victory, and the main event was just one of the craziest wars I've seen in years. And I don't just say that lightly because a couple weeks ago there was another crazy war, and like 2 months ago there was another crazy war. And Michael Chandler. There's been a lot of really good fights in UFC recently, but this one was up there from UFC Orlando Fight Night. That was really good. And then this is like maybe like just a couple hours ago tonight. There was GCW shows one afternoon only, which had Tony Deppen putting on another masterful performance. Like he had that match with Jordan Oliver the night before on Saturday, and then tonight he put on a match with on Sunday with Billy Starks. It was just really, really good. Axton Ray versus AJ Gray was great. Shane Mercer, which is like this big buff guy, just complete acts of insane strength with Jack Cartwheel that everybody would love to see. Everybody would love that. Shane Mercer versus Jack Cartwheel's for everybody. And it was just a fun show. There was a couple tables, a couple hardcore matches. Nothing too crazy though, like no big deathmatch main event or anything, but pretty good show.
Well, it was an afternoon show after all, so they gotta calm it down a bit. Damn it!
And I think that's about it. I think that's about it. Yeah.
By the way, just so everybody knows, we have someone who cashed in a hydrate-ish, so let's throw some back.
Oh, someone did do a hydrate. Okay, let's go. Yeah, let's get it.
Talking too much Sandman, I started just pouring it down my gullet.
Don't go smashing it against your forehead, though, bud.
It's not empty yet, but I will try not to. Earlier, you did mention the Joey Janela match, and that's one thing that
he's pretty inconsistent.
Yeah, he can be really inconsistent, but
at least this year I found he was, but then it's complete polar. It's so weird, dude. It's complete polar opposites, man. One match will be complete trash, and I'll be like, this is garbage, do not watch this. And then he'll have another match like a week later, and it's one of the best matches I've seen in a long time. Like, it's really weird.
I think Joey Janela is one of the biggest missed opportunities AEW had.
Because you could have capitalized more with him, right? Like,
exactly, but I think some of it was him.
I think it's the consistency because he was phoning it in a little bit from the looks of it.
A little bit of phoning it in. I think the biggest thing is he, at one point, he even commented on it on like Twitter at the time, but he seemingly tried to make a choice to not be the hardcore wrestler, right? He says, I want to show that I can be
that team with Sonny Kiss. Mm-hmm. That could have went a bit longer, a bit further, but they never really did much with the team. So it was
I really think they could have, if they would have just gone all in on him being the guy who does crazy shit, You know what I mean?
I mean, they did good with him and Moxley when I think on the first year of AEW. I think he was kind of on a roll, but then as newer guys came in,
Yeah,
the barbed wire match,
where they let him do crazy shit,
And the match with Omega.
and the match with Omega.
But-
In fact,
match with Omega as well.
he just shared, I think it was yesterday, maybe it was earlier today, on Twitter, that it was the 1 year anniversary of his only AEW main event. Might even been 2 year anniversary. I gotta.
That's the Moxley match, isn't it?
Give me a second.
Well, no, that match was dark, so technically it's not a main event, but it was last match.
Let me find the tweet just to make sure. I think it might have technically been a reply. But he shared it because he said, "This was my only main event in AEW." It was the... Anyways. But my point is, it was one of those hardcore matches. Yeah. Joey Janela versus Jon Moxley. December 4th, 2019. His first and only TV main event. It was cut to 8 minutes, but he did an elbow through the timekeepers, and the video production only filmed Mox to make it look like he fell out of the sky. It was a really cool visual. And that's the deal is, early on, they allowed him to be the crazy guy who did whatever. And then it's almost like he made this decision, like, I want to show people that I can be just a regular wrestler. And I don't want to say this way, but nobody wants to see Joey Janela just be a regular wrestler, right?
There was, I said, there was that brief period of time when he was with Sonny Kiss that was like really good. But then they never capitalized on it. They just kind of...
When he should have turned on Sonny Kiss by putting them through a table and lighting it on fire, or, and
something crazy,
being
right?
the bad boy Joey Janela, and being crazy. But it's like he went
literally
on this
that was
thing.
his whole gimmick through his indie scene, being a bad boy.
And see, now he's back to the indies,
and now he's doing that. Yeah,
he's doing that again, and he can be inconsistent, like you say. It all
well, he had a couple of his matches I really didn't like, but then he had so many memorable ones like Sawyer Wreck, Mike Bailey, John Wayne Murdoch with the piss jug. The freaking the GCW piss jug where everybody's chanting "Drink the piss, drink the..." Yeah, it's GCW is crazy, man. But Janela's been doing great, yeah. And then the other matches where I'm just like, I don't really want to watch this, man. Why are you wrestling this guy? Like, why do you have to win? Why can you put him over? Like, I'm not sure. It's hard to say because, like, old guy like Mike Action Jackson. That match was awesome. He let him, it was great. It's just weird. It's just weird. Mm-hmm. It's hard. I don't really have that with any other wrestlers. Most wrestlers are either like or yeah all the time. They're never just like one or the other way like that.
Yeah,
it's weird. I don't. I can't explain it.
But I think it might just be a chemistry thing. Like he maybe has a certain good chemistry with certain wrestlers. Maybe certain wrestlers know how to. Sell for a Joey Janela, because I don't know. He's just one of those
I would
guys,
attest. I think that was an AEW decision to try and get him to be more of a wrestler so they could feature him more. But then they didn't when they had that, again, with the Sonny Kiss deal. So I don't know.
The only reason I think it was a him is because he tweeted about it. And he tweeted, like, I need to show people that I can be more than just the hardcore guy. Right. And I remembered thinking when he tweeted it that I don't think that's the best idea for you, Joey.
I don't know about that.
I mean, it'd be like if Darby Allin came out and said, "You know what? I think I want to show people that I can be more than the guy who wears makeup and does coffin drops." I mean, Darby, that's
I would still like to see a cleaner Darby, maybe not hurting his back all the time, potentially. Oh my God,
yeah, it's kind of insane.
There, I would kind of maybe like to see a more safer Darby. I maybe wouldn't mind that.
Well, fuck you. Right. We want to see him get hurt.
So, What are you guys
I-
looking forward to this week? You guys got lots of. What's coming up? NXT.
NXT is this week.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah,
That's
we got
Yeah.
freaking.
I'm probably the most
NXT
marked out for
Final
this of
Battle.
everybody else.
Yeah,
And then
NXT
yeah,
and
Final
Final
Battle.
Battle, Final Battle, going head to head.
Oh,
That's,
going ahead. Wait, what's
legit.
3? Hang on a second here. What's 3 p.m. CST? Uh-oh.
That's 4 p.m.
Time.
Our time. Eastern.
No! There's 3 things going on at the same time, bro. NXT, Final Battle, and this amazing Lucha Dreamwave show called Nevermore. There's going to be like crazy Lucha matches.
Looks
Gringo
like you need to
Loco
run out and
versus
get
Commander.
a third TV.
Davey Richards versus Ninja Mac. Well, no, it's not too bad when it's on the W Network because I can just be like, oh, I'll just put it off, watch it when everything's done because it's just like there's no delay or anything.
Well, and I think that's where
That's it.
WWE made a mistake this weekend. I really do when they decided to go head to head.
Yeah, because that's Final
People are
Battle,
gonna watch you live, but
NXT,
they're gonna watch
and
the recording.
yeah, that's what I'm gonna end up doing too. Because there's too much. I want to watch that Lucha show, and I probably have Final Battle on the side. So, and then there's XPW that night, as well as Expect the Unexpected, and then
This
what else is there?
this is which how many
Some
shows
other
have
stuff.
they done so far? XPW.
Like
'Cause
6
the last
or
XPW
something,
show-
5 or 6.
Okay, and
At least,
Brian
like,
Cage
bigger
is obviously
shows.
still not a part of it,
But-
right?
No, I don't think so.
Because
No.
Brian Cage was the champion for the first XPW show. Because I remember seeing
Okay.
the first one because I was curious.
I didn't
to what was
really
gonna
watch
happen,
until
and then-
I didn't really watch until the deathmatch tournament. Once they did the deathmatch tournament, then I started watching, like kind of a little bit paying attention because they were doing some crazy
Fair.
shit. But otherwise,
Okay.
their last show was so bad, but then like had a couple of good spots. Like every show is so bad to the point where it's almost worth watching because it's going to be so bad. Like
so bad that it's good. Okay.
horrible, yeah, like horrible to the point where it's good, yeah, like horrible booking decisions. They got the one Cat Martini is what their champion, and one of the champions, like the mid card champion, is this like random chick that's married to the Rob Black. Like it's a shit show. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, Cat Martini is their Fight TV champion.
Yeah. Oh my
Schlack
god, it's
is
so
their
bad.
deathmatch champion, king of their deathmatch.
Mm-hmm.
Taya
Who is?
Valkyrie is their women's champion,
Okay, yeah, that's true.
and Masada is their heavyweight champion.
Okay, yeah. And they've been going with this like MAGA storyline, like Make America Great Again storyline, where like they're like nationalists or whatever you want to call it. Like it's like, man, like that's edgy, but it's
Well,
kind
it's
of
Rob Black, though. The guy is
what do you
kind of
expect?
edgy in
Right.
his own
Yeah.
right, so.
yeah. Expect the unexpected. We Don't Belong Here is on Saturday night, December 10th. That's got a lot of good matches. Should be a pretty solid show. Expect the Unexpected is kind of a weird, like random brand that's just on IWTV. That every like 3 months they have a show and it's really good. So it's pretty weird. There's a lot of promotions like that. Like every month there'll be like a random West Coast Pro show, or there'll be a random freelance wrestling, or what was it, Prestige Wrestling, Blitzkrieg Pro. Like there's always something. Pro Wrestling Grind. What's the Beyond Wrestling as well. Like so many.
Yeah, I like Beyond Wrestling.
Wrestling Open has become like my favorite weekly television. I don't know if anybody's ever seen Wrestling Open, but it's kind of like a random 10-minute time limit matches, which is very weird because if I'm a very big fan of Broadway matches, so like Misawa Kobashi, stuff that goes like an hour, stuff like craziness, like Michaels, Iron Man, stuff like that. Like I really like stuff like that, but this is 10-minute matches, so things flow a bit more. You see a lot more of the roster. It's very interesting format for a show that they have. And it's on Thursdays.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I'm gonna have to remember.
That's Wrestling Open?
Yeah, Wrestling Open. It's on Thursdays. It's such a fun little show. It's on 8 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays on IWTV. So
I'm gonna have to check it out. I
just
remember
fun. It's like
stumbling across a wrestling promotion a couple months ago, and I could never find it back. That it's like old time wrestling, and their whole theme is like the
old style.
Like old, yeah. So their whole theme
What?
is like 1920s vaudeville
That would be
villains
amazing.
and everything. And they actually film it with a filter on their camera that's like an old, some
What?
old crackly
Because
film.
I've seen like wrestlers like there's like fancy Ryan Clancy who like
Mhm.
is like old style, and there's a couple of other ones, but that's really vaudevillain style. That's super cool. That they should. I love stuff that's so weird. Like there's New Fear City. It's basically like no ring death matches with half naked go go dancers dancing on the bar, and then they're like smashing each other with light tubes, and the girls are dancing, and it's like, that's entertaining. And then there's like craziness from DDT.
Apparently,
A lot of
old
different
time
stuff.
wrestling is on IWTV,
Oh, it is.
so you'll have
Now,
to
there's
check
a
some of that
lot
out.
on IWTV. It's impressive. Between like those like 3 or 4 different archival services that they have for pro wrestling, like what is it, title match wrestling, and then there's like 2 other ones. I always forget them because I just use IWTV because I'm mostly about what's live. I kind of really like live wrestling, but
Yeah.
there's a couple other ones that like the VOD archives are crazy.
I
Like
almost feel
between
like No
that
Fear
and
Wrestling is legit a thing because they can't afford a ring or something. Because I'm
New Fear
looking
City,
at these matches, it's legit just at a bar.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's pretty fun though. I saw Slade that there one time. I was like, this is insane. But they're doing their first ring match show.
So
They're doing their first show
Oh, there you
in ring show is what it's called or something like that. I forget what they're calling it, but yeah, I don't know. They're pretty entertaining. They're just like a random. It's pre-taped. That's weird because I like live wrestling, but that one's pre-taped. But it's amazing. It's well done. It's
They
like
kind
I
of make
don't
it
like
seem live too, though. Yeah. It's kind of cool.
old
I don't like
time
There's a bunch
wrestling.
Rampage,
of
but
stuff on YouTube.
Old time wrestling's last event featured Dalton Castle and RJ City.
okay, yeah.
Which he kind of fits the style a bit. I like RJ City a lot. Judge Hugo Lexington Black. Oh, he wrestles under the name RJ Metropolis. There, that's kind of one of the things a lot of the people wrestle under.
J Metropolis. That's good.
Huzzah! Old wrestling
But
is
yeah, that's
roaring
pretty
20s
much
themed wrestling show.
that's pretty much it. You can go find that old time wrestling on IWTV.
Yeah, it's just old
That's
with
cool.
an E, oldie wrestling. I know they uploaded some of their stuff to Facebook, or not Facebook.
They also have a
YouTube.
YouTube channel too.
YouTube. And
Yeah, YouTube's crazy, man. Between like, especially if you like Japanese wrestling, there is so much like All Japan and All Japan Women's that are just on YouTube, like easy, like endless. Like it's actually crazy. When I was doing some archiving, there's like upwards of maybe 5 to 6 matches that I like that are just not on YouTube because they just got blocked someday, and now you can't get them back on YouTube. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. I don't understand. Like,
Is that-
uploaded anything to your YouTube page recently, though. That sucks. Anyways.
yeah, no, it's
Seeing
because
a
like
Chuck Taylor
freaking.
match from old wrestling. I don't know if it's the Chuck Taylor though.
It might
From
be.
AEW.
It probably is.
It might be.
Yeah. Well, he used to do like everything. Before
He was the-
AEW, he was doing
He was the
everything.
Kentucky Gentleman. Yep, there he is. There as part of the jovial Jollyville Jeepers, and
That's
Chuck
amazing.
Taylor and
That's it.
Jock Sampson. Anyways, IWTV is a ton of fun. There's already so much fucking wrestling.
Oh
going
yeah,
on.
like literally, you could just watch stuff on YouTube. It's
Yeah.
free. Between like
And so-
Noah, All Japan Women's and All Japan Men's, you're looking at hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of matches that are top
Yes.
quality. So you don't even what else do you need really, right?
Yeah, exactly.
No, oh, that's great.
But we'll
I mean,
have to.
unless you're doing reviews off each show or whatever, like it's just too much. I have enough just with like it's Obviously not the best wrestling out there, but the best out of it because it's the most televised with WWE and AEW, and then NXT, and then maybe if you want a New Japan, like with that is already enough. But on top of all of the indie stuff,
Yeah,
and
I
then you
kind
could
of
have
just like
ROH come
ignore
in.
most of
It's
like
a
the
lot.
weekly stuff.
That's fair,
I'd
yeah.
ignore just most of the weekly stuff. Maybe watch the pay-per-views, have them on, not really pay much attention
Yeah.
to them. New Japan's
Okay.
kind of just been like bad for like 2 years now, almost. It was like
Okay.
decent when it came back from the pandemic in like 2020, but then they kind of like the G1s are okay, the best of the Super Juniors are okay, the big shows are okay, but otherwise it's kind of like that's just New Japan, right? I guess. I mean, I guess you could say that for most companies, right? Like Pro Wrestling Noah, they're kind of have their ups and downs. Stardom kind of doesn't have an up and down; they're kind of always up. Tokyo Joshi has their ups and downs, but right, it depends.
Yeah, I mean
It
every
also depends on.
one goes up and down, but some of them more than others. I mean,
Yeah.
That's
Well,
it. I
that's
mean, you
a
can't be good
pretty
all the
solid
time
week.
too. And
No, it's rare.
Yeah.
So if you find shows that are good all the way through, then you got to keep hold of those because they're special. Like
that's it.
ICW No Holds Barred was that show for 2022. Like every show that you watch from ICW No Holds Barred, every single match was really, 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 really good for deathmatch standards. But yeah, in terms of like regular wrestling, I don't think there's even been a show that's been like solid to that point.
well, and the nice thing with professional wrestling is there's so many different tastes and options, right? So if you're not a deathmatch wrestling fan, right, you can
Exactly.
stick to some of the mainstream ones. You're not going to see them on WWE. You're
Or
not
you'll
going
go
to really
to
see
you'll
them
watch
on AEW.
NWA,
You
you'll
know,
watch
yeah,
Impact.
exactly. You like the death match, then you can turn on GCW or
And
CZW if you really want to go into it, or you know.
well, they did do their tournament of death
CCW is
like a
not.
couple.
CCW still on?
Well, they just did their tournament of death. Yeah, they have no title
Oh
belts
shit!
though. They sold all their title belts on eBay or something. So they don't have any more title belts. Like the wired belt's gone, and the tag belts and the world belt, they're all gone. But they're still running shows. They're doing best of the best again, and they had just ran Tournament of Death 19. So it's like what? But yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know if they can compete though, because current deathmatch wrestling is really dominated by ICW No Holds Barred and GCW. So like there's already two like people eating the pie. Then you got XPW doing their bullshit because they had a 200 light tube death match last time, and then I'm not saying it was good, but it was 200 light tubes got broken, so
Right, exactly.
they're doing something. So it's crazy. So yeah, for the rest of the year, basically, there's just there's a no rope death match on no rope barbed wire death match on Boxing Day. So that's basically like the trajectory now is just until we can get to Boxing Day and watch that no rope barbed wire 200 light tube death match. Sawyer Wreck versus Matt Tremont. So should be pretty good. And then otherwise,
Nice.
I can't even think of anything else this year. There's
Well,
what
the year's
else we got?
almost up, so
I have to make the list. I guarantee there's like 8 more matches that I'm really excited for. I just can't think of them off the top. Mike Bailey versus Too Cold Scorpio. That's happening. So that'll be really good.
Oh, wow.
Too Cold Scorpio is awesome.
And Mike Bailey is phenomenal.
Oh,
So
he's my wrestler of the year, actually, I think. If he's not my wrestler of the year, he's like number 2 or number 3. But I think he's my wrestler of the year. He's had like 30 to 40 really, really, really good matches this year. Like really, really, really good matches. And then he's had like 20 to 30 good matches. So it's like, how do you, it's like crap, man. He's had so many solid matches. And then he's had so many matches in GCW that'll just get overlooked because I'm already looking at other places. Like, it's crazy. Like, he's had a really good year. And plus his stuff in Impact has gotten him some major exposure too. A lot of people are starting to know who he is because of that Impact run.
yeah,
So
That's
good. It's
that's
crazy.
the
That's true. Okay.
that's the advantage of promotions like Impact is they get overlooked by a lot of the mainstream wrestling fans, but at the
Yeah,
same
like I
point,
hate Impact. I can't watch it, man. I'll be honest with you. Like I'd rather
they,
watch some WWE or AEW over Impact any day.
and most of
But
the time, like Impact can be
but
surprisingly
that's
good
just
at times, and then really there can be inconsistent. They've got really bad
mean-
camera work backstage, like their backstage camera work is garbage.
and I mean I guess to put into perspective for you guys because you guys don't really know me. I'm super big into like 2004 to 2008 9 TNA. So like
Okay.
triple threat, uh, the fucking
X Division
naturals, the
matches,
naturals,
old school
the
AJs,
naturals.
naturals.
Yeah, like the tag team, the freaking like, yeah, Sonny Siaki. Like I don't know, I really like that whole early TNA era. So anything after 2008, I'm kind of like pretend it doesn't exist, and I kind of always have. Like TNA is kind of
That's fair.
just like just because
I
there's
mean,
so
that's
many.
when
Like,
Bischoff. No, that's a little bit after Bischoff
I
and
think it was
Hogan
like
got involved, right?
2010, 20. Yeah, 2009 was
Yeah.
like starting to go down, and then
Right.
by like 2010, I was like, oh man, they're going into the four-sided ring Hogan direction. Like it's done, it's over.
Yeah,
Right.
I was
Yeah.
not a
Okay.
fan of when they went into the four-sided ring. I thought the
Such a
six-sided
horrible
ring
decision.
was
Made him so unique.
Yeah,
Give him
because
such
besides
a
That's good.
Mexico, who else was doing that, right?
correct.
There was
That's
nobody
it.
Although I
besides
did see an
Mexico.
I did see an
So
interview with AJ Styles where he was like, someone asked him which do you like better, the four-sided ring or the six-sided, and he said, "Listen, when I was in TNA, right, we had the six-sided ring, and I thought it was the best thing. It made us different from everyone else, and I
what about the
fought really
boards
hard."
though?
And I fought really hard against it. And then they moved to the four-sided ring, and I went in and I took my first bump on the four-sided ring, and I was like, "Oh no, now I get it. Now I get it. Now I want this." You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
the boards. Yeah, the boards make a big difference.
Because it was so much easier to wrestle on
Take the
the
bump.
four-sided ring, the bumps. Um, but still, I thought it just made from a visual standpoint, it made them stand out so much. But anyways, my
Yeah,
point
like
was
it's crazy.
there are people right now finding out about Mike Bailey because of Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, Masha Slamovich too.
Yep, she's another one that's appeared on Impact quite a bit recently.
She's had a crazy year. She's had so many good matches as well.
and
But
it's in a way it's kind of the same thing with AEW Dark. The problem is almost nobody watches either of those. So
yeah, it's like they could have good matches. Like I think I saw like Jody Threat was on AEW Dark, and a couple of my favorite indie wrestlers like Bryce Donovan and a couple other ones were all on Dark. So I saw that. It was pretty cool. Getting some paychecks.
That's it. But I mean, they really have to do something else with Dark and Elevation aside from YouTube. Make it like, I don't know if you can get some kind of deal. I don't know. Maybe it'll be something if that deal goes through with their streaming platform, right? AEW. All right. Get whatever AEW network for $9.99, $10.99, whatever it is, and you'll get to watch Elevation and Dark kind of thing. Might make it better. YouTube, it being live, sure, people can go back to it, but honestly, it's I don't know. They also don't promote it as much as they should too, which I think definitely hurts them a lot. They do it every so often, but
one of the problems with Dark is, and I think I mentioned this on previous episodes, there's no continuity of storyline, like really.
that's it.
Yeah, it's just like the random.
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
you got your storylines going on Dynamite and Rampage, and then Dark is just like, oh, here's a bunch of matches, and they can be great matches, not taken away from any of the wrestlers in them. They can be fine matches, but there's a storyline that we want to tie into somehow. You know what I mean? And
Most of the time, they're pretty short matches as well, which isn't always bad, but sometimes you're like,
and we
another
we
squash, or another squash, or
Well, yeah,
When
because
we-
it's a nobody versus a somebody, technically.
Exactly.
Usually all the time on Dark Elevation. So you already know who's going to win, so the predictability factor is out the window
Kills
for
it.
you.
Yeah.
Because it just completely kills it,
And then not being live as well for me personally also kills it, because I'm like, if it was live, then maybe I'd even have some incline just to watch it just because it's live, just because like, oh, they're doing that right now. They're fighting right now. Like that always just, there's something about that I like. So maybe
Well,
that
that's
would
I
get
don't know.
more
You like
viewers.
the no
but-
ropes barbed wired match there at the bar.
Well,
Well, yeah, I also really like buttholes and faces from pheromones in DDT, giant pandas, sex dolls, all the crazy
fair,
stuff in
yeah.
wrestling, exploding barbed wire matches,
yeah. Well, and
insanity.
that's the deal. Is I had this comment a couple months ago, maybe a month or so ago, where I was like, does AEW need to take a step back from bringing indie wrestlers in on Dark and Dynamite or Dark and Elevation, and have a few more matches that are signed talent versus signed talent? Because that's the problem that I run into with Dark. Is almost every time I see, oh, they've announced the matches for Dark, and it's like, okay, here's the signed talent that they're pushing versus indie wrestler. Well, we know how that's gonna go.
Well,
It's
and,
gonna
and
be
a
Yeah.
a
great
5-minute long match, and
just
the indie
this week
wrestler's
we
gonna get
had
3 moves in.
a great example of that in Lady Luck versus Athena. You know, Lady Luck's a great performer, and she gets knocked the fuck out by Athena in like what 3 seconds? Just fucking boom, done match.
It was
And
pretty darn fast.
I understand you're telling a story, but why couldn't that have been Leva Bates? You know, again, and give Lady Luck a chance to really feature herself in that.
And the
same
fact that you
setup.
also did that on your live TV showing too. You did that with the nobody from wherever city they were from, Idaho, not Idaho, but they were from somewhere on AEW Dynamite. I don't remember her name, but she was the one that got slammed onto the steel steps there.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's the deal. It's like I understand they're trying to be nice guy AEW, bring in the indie talent and all of that stuff. But does it really help the indie talent? Like, did it help Laney Luck in any way, shape, or form
No.
to be
They
got a
destroyed in
paycheck.
4 seconds? Yeah, she got a paycheck.
Yeah, paycheck.
But you know what?
Nice for like the boys or whoever to get a paycheck. Like they got a nice. They made more money doing that match than they've probably made doing like
true
2-3 months of indie wrestling. Like,
you know what I would prefer them to do? Bring them in not in a squash match. You know,
well, of course.
Like here's the deal: they had
Right.
what's her name? I'm totally blanking on it right now. It was just this week, and I'm totally blanking on the name. Or maybe they've announced it for next week.
well, it helps if you gave us a little context. Maybe
Yeah,
we
it's
can
like,
help you out.
oh shit.
Well, I'm so far off on the name right now. Queen.
I did see that
Who is she supposed to
Takeshita
face?
freaking moved. Takeshita actually like moving to the States, eh? Konosuke Takeshita?
Yeah, Takeshita. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's moved to the States. He's officially signed. He did a whole couple things. He made his first trip to Costco.
Yeah, I
He came
saw
out
that.
with this-
That's what I was like. I was like, yo, Costco.
Yo,
That's sick.
Costco.
Yeah, that was
he
sick.
did a tweet where he got to help a neighbor set up her Christmas tree because he's being a nice neighbor. You know, all
So
of
now
these
he's going to
things.
make. I wonder how Jun Akiyama feels like his guys are all leaving DDT now. It's like, shit.
Yeah. Well, there's a partnership, so hopefully it swings both ways a bit.
Hopefully he'll get to go back for the bigger shows like Cyber Fight Festival and whatever, right? Like, yeah.
But God, what's her name? Queen Aminata.
Oh, is that her?
They're having her come in.
I that's actually like, I don't like her at all. I think she's horrible, but she could improve.
I mean, yeah, she can improve, but my point is they have her come in, right? Why not, if you want to give some showcase to the indie wrestlers, why not have a match between Queen Aminata and Laney Luck or someone like that? You know what I mean?
I don't know where Aminata came from, man. She came out of nowhere. She's just like,
She did.
bang, got signed. Like, are working at least a lot more.
You can even have a kayfabe reason for it. You know, you have Lady Luck and Queen Aminata. This is a I don't want to use the phrase breakout tournament because NXT likes to do that and then never do anything with the winners. But you know, have a whole thing where it's a tournament where these people are competing on Dark for a chance to win a match on Dynamite, right? So there's a reason for them to be fighting. There's a reason for them to be on Dark. Draw some people from the indie scene to watching Dark, and then maybe draw them into watching Dynamite. You know, with it rather than just have them. Oh, I like Lady Luck. Oh, now I just watched Tony Khan job her out for 3 seconds.
That's happened like every time mostly. So
and so that's kind of my thought process on it. Is like Fabe said, you've got Leva Bates on the roster, right?
I don't think she's been on TV in her match in like 3 years.
It's been a long time. She's been on Dark a few times in matches.
But I mean, like TV, like Dynamite,
not on Dynamite
wrestling
or Rampage.
I think she's been like maybe done like a backstage segment once or twice, maybe.
And I know she's doing stuff
like,
backstage. But have her, if you want to have Athena come out and destroy someone, have her destroy Leva Bates. Then it's someone on the AEW roster that,
well, especially if she's not going to be on TV again for a year, no one's gonna,
Well, and the other piece, I mean, Lady Luck won a championship in Zilla Pro from Jordan Grace. I mean, Lady Luck has beaten Jordan Grace. Lady Luck has had matches with Chelsea Green. These are premier wrestlers that Lady Luck has had, and again, I'm not saying Lady Luck needed to win that match.
Get at least a couple moves in.
My God, yeah, right. A haymaker that can be seen from 10 miles away is what took her out. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, it's a bit short. Like,
no brass.
Why bring her in Why bring her in if you're not even going to give her like anything?
Yeah, there was nothing there.
That's kind of my thoughts there. Anyways, we've talked for a long time, but I think DA Fabe still has a fantasy booking challenge.
I do.
So, Necro, would you like to participate in a fantasy booking challenge?
Yeah, sure. Then I guess I'll get off of here. It's almost 2 a.m. for me, so a little late.
Yeah, it's late for you. It's not quite as late for me, but it's still late.
Well, I mean, it's an hour. Calm down.
That's not that bad, actually. Yeah.
Not quite.
So,
you're in Canada though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
freezing ass cold Canada.
Americans.
DA.
It's not that bad though.
Canada, eh?
It's cold.
Anyway, as we saw when Regal came out and Moxley confronted him on Dynamite, not this week, but the prior week, right after MJF won the title. That was this week, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, this week. Moxley used one of my favorite lines from a Disney movie and said, "Run away and never come back." It was a line by Scar. So I decided I'd like to see what you guys, who would say a particular line from a Disney movie. And I'm just going to give you some of the big Disney quotes. And I'll tell you what movie it's from. And you guys can just put them to whatever character and how you would book it. And I'm going to start off with one from The Good Dinosaur, and that is, "If you ain't scared, you ain't alive." Any wrestler, any brand, just give me the reason they say it and who it is that says it. Well, this is fun.
This you act like we're going to be all rapid fire on this. We got to think a bit. I think that sounds like a Mankind quote.
If you ain't scared, you ain't alive. All right, fair enough. Going
Bang,
into
bang. Maybe Cactus Jack. If you ain't scared, you ain't alive. Bang bang.
Going into a boiler room brawl or a death match of some type. All right.
Yeah, it's Boiler Room Brawl. Oh man, that era of Foley is so good.
Oh yeah.
Anyone else?
I would
Mick
almost
Foley
say
wins the
it's
world
going to
title
sound
tonight.
weird. Yeah, Mick Foley is a good pick, or even as Cactus Jack, Boiler Room Brawl would still be kind of cool. I'm almost thinking the Dead Man Taker, but in his "If you ain't scared, you ain't alive," which is ironic for him since he's the dead man. But at the end of the day, people are scared of him, whatnot. So that's my little cheesy take on for it to be Undertaker saying the quote. Yep, that's what I'm going with.
All right.
Necro, you got a choice?
No, I have no idea. Maybe like Gangrel.
I suppose.
So-
Yeah, I see it. He's still
telling
wrestling. Yeah.
telling like the Brood or something like that, telling Edge and Christian or something. I don't know.
Yep.
It's hard.
All right. This one's gonna be a hard one. I'm gonna quote Dory here, and
Harder
it'll
one.
Yeah, harder one. Yep.
Shit.
But this one's from Finding Nemo, and Dory says this, and it is, "I shall call him Squishy, and he shall be mine, and he shall be my Squishy."
Is it cheating if I say McFoley again?
Mr. Sacco.
Mr. Sacco. No.
If it is cheating, then I'm gonna go
Okay.
change to. I'm gonna do Matt Hardy, Broken Matt Hardy.
I got Mr. Fuji saying it to Yoko.
Fuck. That's fucking harsh, man.
I guess we could have it like
That's
was
fantastic.
it?
No, I love it.
did,
I love
did
it.
another big wrestler like this? Did the Sultan have a manager?
Oh, $1 million
trying to
man
think.
to King Kong Bundy.
Yeah, something like that. There you
Right
go.
after he pays him off, just, "I'm paying you so I can call you Squishy if I want." 5.
That'd be, yeah, that's smart. That's a good one. Whew. I'm trying to think of people who were really dependent on an item. Al Snow. Instead of calling it head, he calls it his squish.
That's fantastic. Love it.
What does everyone want? What does everybody want? My squishy.
Squishy.
Well, you could do a whole storyline with it where head gets taken away, stolen, and you find something else in the trash.
Well, keep in mind, they already did that with the mop.
Yeah, Moppy.
Then they have another one. See, they've already set up the precedent.
Moppy was actually like super sad because Perry Saturn was extremely talented, and that basically like ruined his career. And it's just incredibly sad because Perry Saturn was actually like really, really good.
He was
So,
really
like,
good. I really
Yeah,
liked him.
like really, really good. Like he was levels above most.
He ended up
So.
basically homeless for a while.
Yeah, I saw some videos of that a couple of years back. He was an interview he did a couple of years back, randomly. But, well,
Well, he's also he was
Moppy.
also heavy. Damn Moppy, yeah. But he had some demons too. No, if I
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
He was former military and had some PTSD from that.
PTSD,
and then
and
substance
drinking
abuse,
and drugs, whatever, right? Normal stuff, man. It's nothing, nothing too crazy. But,
right?
Yeah, not
But,
stuff that
you
we
know,
haven't
for
seen
some
from-
people,
well, for that era, at least in wrestling, it's pretty normal.
that's fair.
But freaking Moppy.
Anyways,
Yeah.
next one, DA Fabe.
Next one. A hero isn't measured by the size of his strength, but by the strength of his heart, from the movie Hercules.
Hercules. I feel like that's got to be a quote from like a face manager to the down and out face.
Paul Heyman taking Ricochet under his wing and gives him that saying as a pep talk.
I've actually, I think I've got a better one. Nothing against that. Good one. Nothing against it. But no. Sami Zayn saying it to Roman Reigns before a match to hype him up.
That could very well be a thing, and that's how we're gonna get Sammy versus Roman at Elimination Chamber. Hopefully, since it's in Montreal.
Okay, you're really rooting for that Sami Zayn Roman battle.
Bro, Sammy or KO, you gotta give me one of them. Like, you're doing the
Maybe like,
SmackDown here, and you're doing...
Sammy can't believably win the Rumble unless he wins it by accident. So how do you do that?
He could win the Chamber.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I don't believe he could win the Rumble legit. Like, they're not going to book him to win the Rumble legit. I think he'd win the Rumble by accident. Like two guys fall out and he just wins the Rumble or something.
Or maybe he throws out, maybe, I don't know, maybe Jay and Sammy are the last two, or whatever. Sammy throws out Jey Uso in the final four, and then Sammy ends up beating the other two. I don't think Sammy necessarily needs to win the Rumble, though. I think he'll be maybe in the Elimination Chamber. Maybe by then we'll have both belts be split somehow.
Hopefully.
Well, so, Sammy maybe would go
Or we just do
after-
like the Bruno run. We're just going for like another 5 years. Another 5 years of Reigns.
5
Fuck
years.
no, man.
Well, actually, I think it
gotta
needs
be
more
a
than 5
payoff.
years. I think it needs more than 5 years, but it's something stupid like
Yeah.
8 years or something like that. I think it is, but last time I checked.
Bruno's
but-
run?
No, yeah, Bruno or to match Backlund, I think he needs some stupid amount of days. Yeah, it's kind of
All right.
sick.
I'm
Next
Googling
one.
it.
This is the perfect time to panic. That's Woody from the Toy Story.
7 years. So you were on the right.
Yeah, 7 years. Yeah, I was like, I know it's over 5. That's freaking
It's
wild.
a long time, though.
Nuts.
A long
Yeah.
time. It's been
Not
2
in
now.
today's
but-
ADHD
It's been 2,
days.
so yeah, that we do need 5 more for Reigns to match it. Fuck.
No.
Yeah, I see Reigns losing it at Mania, though. So just.
I think
let
he's
that
too
be.
old to keep it going.
Well, and to keep it going for 5 years on top. Like, come on, no. It's a
I mean, they
bit much.
could do it. I think they could do it if he works a really, really light schedule, like 2, 3 defenses, 4 defenses a year. But the big 4 defend only at the big 4. But
Yeah, they could do that if they split. I wouldn't mind it if they split the titles, though.
yeah, well,
Don't
having
make
one
me-
hostage is so bad. Like, it was bad enough when Lesnar had the 1. Like,
Right. Yeah, exactly.
oh shit.
Light schedule sucks.
Is the perfect
What
time
would you guys
to
pick?
panic.
This is the
Yeah.
perfect time to panic.
Feel
Ah,
like
good old
that's
Toy
a
Story.
Chuck Taylor quote.
Chucky T.
Chucky T, I could see that.
I'm
Like
gonna
they
say
could-
I think I'm gonna say every time someone chops Minoru Suzuki.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Every time
Right.
someone goes to chop Minoru Suzuki, and then he looks at them, and you're like,
Yep.
yeah, it's about
Seems
time
like
to
a
panic.
perfect time to panic.
I could see Gargano saying it with his comedic character that they're doing with him now. I can also see Sami Zayn pulling that off too. You just need someone very jokey with it.
Heyman
Yeah,
right after
'cause-
Cody Rhodes wins the Royal Rumble.
That, yeah, that would work up too. Yeah. Paul, don't panic. Don't panic. This is the perfect time to panic, my tribal chief.
My tribal chief. This one's actually a really interesting one, and I think it goes well with a lot of wrestlers. It would be interesting to see this from Wreck-It Ralph. I'm bad, and that's good. I will never be good, and that's not bad. There's no one I'd rather be than me.
That was a great film as well.
When I was at Disney World, I got to meet the Glitch. I called her the Glitch. She got mad. It's Vanellope, just so everybody knows.
It's a Bull Nakano.
Bull Nakano.
Yeah, Bull Nakano.
Yeah.
100%.
The
Or Dump
wrestler
Matsumoto.
turned pro golfer.
One or the other one. But yeah, somebody from, I don't know. I'm trying to think of somebody. It has to be somebody badass, right? So, I don't know.
I feel like that's the one that can be like the heel that walks the line. Like, people love to cheer them, but they're still a heel. I'm trying to think who fits that mold better than MJF right now, and I can't find one.
MJF would work really well with that, of course. I could maybe see The Miz saying that as well.
Is The Miz going to have... Do you guys think The Miz is going to have another super resurgence? Or do you think he's kind of just...
I think he's enhancement talent now.
He keeps having, like, insane resurgences.
Been enhancement talent.
Yeah.
But he's been enhancement talent for a hot minute now, though, I feel.
Yeah, like it's been like a year or 2 years since he was like fire. But he could always resurge. Like 2016, he was fucking fire. And then 17, it was like, no. But then 18, 19, boom, he's crazy again. 2021, no. You're like, is it going to come back?
Well,
like, it totally could.
I mean, it could. It totally could. Like, people like Miz,
16,
KO,
18, like
Sami
it just...
Zayn could all do that. No problem. Just give me that opportunity. I'll make it happen, kind of thing.
It might not happen
what I mean?
because Vince isn't around, though, right? Because he might not get the same push as he did when Vince was around.
Well, at the same time, Vince is also just undecisive, just from week to
Yeah,
week.
like
So if Triple H
week to
did
week.
something,
Like,
then,
it's like,
who knows? Maybe Miz and Gargano might be a thing for the title at one point too, right? The Miz might randomly win it. Hey, Gargano, it's your time to shine, kind of thing, because that could maybe work for a future feud. I don't know. It's all in Trips' hands. I just think right now it's hard to see with the world title because we still got Cody potentially winning it. We got Seth maybe winning it again. We got, it's going to be between Cody, Seth, Roman.
Well, they got to give it to Cody.
Brock.
Come on. They got to give it to Cody.
I just don't know. I just don't know for Mania. Like, I feel like Cody's going to go against Seth. So unless Seth
is he
going to
be ready
Mania,
back? But is he going to? Do you think think Cody's be ready? But by Mania?
Well, he's going to be there at Rumble for sure. Well, he's going to be there at Rumble. Yeah. He's apparently already in the gym training. He's normal. He's good.
Oh.
He's currently still on his regular stuff he does for training.
Well,
so
that's impressive then.
Rumble, he's coming. Well, they said around 9 months, 6 to 9 months. So it's around that time. It makes sense. Because it was May, June, that he.
June. I think it was June. Hell in a Cell.
June. So yeah. So.
That best Hell in a Cell match I've ever seen.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. So I feel like Trips would definitely, if he can have Cody back. I mean, Cody winning the Rumble makes complete sense. But then I feel like Trips is losing out on the storyline of Seth and Cody.
And Sammy.
Seth.
Because if Sammy doesn't win the Rumble, or if he's not, they have to tie that in there somehow. So.
Well, that's why I think Elimination Chamber is there.
I think that's why, Chamber's a blessing, even though Smarks hates it as a pay-per-view.
I'm just tired of
it's pretty good
pay-per-views. I'm just tired of them.
I just don't want Brock to randomly show up as a again in the Rumble because I swear to God, so fucking disappointing.
He wins. What? No.
Yeah, that'd be horrible.
I don't like the fact that the chamber is baby-proofed, but they got to do what they got to do to be a little bit safer. You can't be doing
they still complain about it.
The back body drop that Triple H used to take right on the steel there. Oh,
right.
That was the best bump. But yeah, you're right. They still complain about it, even though it's like padded down, like it's like completely kiddie-proofed, and they still, yeah. Oh well, still a fun match.
Different era of wrestlers, man.
Yeah, that's right.
That too.
3 more. This one's going to be really, really easy. Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind. And I can do it in the voice if you want, but...
Do it in the voice. Do it in the voice.
Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten.
Nice.
I mean, if that's not someone from the bloodline,
I feel like
That's
that's
gotta
the
be.
one,
Yeah.
hands down.
I was like, I don't know, Jay, Roman.
I mean, I could see it
Uso.
be.
I feel like
he's the
it's
same-
Sammy.
Well, it could be
Sammy.
Sammy. I also would really pop hard if it was the wise man who said it to calm down.
Paul Heyman.
Like
Yeah.
Paul Heyman back there. They're all fighting, and he's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Ohana means family.
Yeah, like what?
Wait, huh? And you could have Jimmy and Jay be like, did he just quote Lilo and Stitch? What?
Not just Lilo and Stitch us.
Second to last one. Because it's not worth winning if you can't win big. The Mighty Ducks. That's right.
Nice.
And there's a ton of wrestlers that would say something like that.
Yeah, almost
I feel like
every
Seth
wrestler.
Rollins would say that. Seth Rollins would make it work, though.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm gonna go back, and that's a $1 million
Laugh
man.
especially.
That's a $1 million man.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Right after he says
Another
it,
one
yeah.
with a laugh.
All right, last one. If you want something right, or if you want something done, you've got to do it yourself. And that was actually said by Ariel in The Little Mermaid.
I think.
I could see Stone Cold saying that, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah, almost every wrestler too. This is a good
Yeah.
broad one.
Yeah, I was thinking Mox for basically the same reason. Like,
Yeah.
you have, especially with this Regal storyline.
A lone wolf behavior person.
You have
Right.
Bryan Danielson try to avenge William Regal's betrayal and fail. You have Claudio try to do it and fail. You have fucking
Wheeler
Yuta
Yuta trying to do it.
try and do it and fail badly, and then Mox be like, if you want something done, just do it
You gotta
yourself.
do it yourself.
Yeah, he would definitely.
I really don't know if he was intending to be Scar when he said that, but it is astonishing that he quoted Scar to Simba.
Run away and never come back.
Maybe he just saw it the day before,
I
chilling
mean,
with his wife and kid.
He does have a little kid. They're probably knee deep in the Disney Plus library right now.
Yeah, that's fair. Run, but he says never look back, right? Moxley said never come back. So it's a
No. Scar says never come back, and Moxley said never.
He says
look
never
back.
come back. Okay, fair. Yeah.
Moxley used the word look.
That's
instead
fair.
of come.
Fair point.
But it was close enough that I heard Scar's voice when he said it. I was like, what? What? Did you just fucking quote Scar? So.
It's a great fucking movie. I would have done the same.
Well, now that we've done the FBI and the WBU all in one to try to make up for my back issues stopping us from doing FBI on
In
regular
2.5
stuff.
hours.
Wasn't you
we've
two,
had
it was all of
pay-per-view
us.
Reviews go longer than that.
Well, I mean, in fairness, the Tuesday postponement was all of us. But then Wednesday on was me going, fuck. Oh, my back.
Oh, fuck.
My bad.
And even Thursday too, I was out. So when you guys were like canceling, I'm like, good. I'm at the bar getting drunk, so this is perfect.
Right? That's funny.
Like,
Did you do
perfect.
some Okie, bud? On Thursday?
Hey,
Did you do some Okie?
I did not do some
Karaoke?
Okie.
Karaoke?
I did not do karaoke. I'm gonna go next week. We have a whole thing planned because gotta karaoke it out before the end of the year. Whoop whoop. There's no more good karaoke spots in Montreal, unfortunately. They're all private and it's stupid.
Yeah. Oh,
Your
yeah.
karaoke spots.
No good spots in that, what, 4 million person town that you live in.
That's crazy.
Well, I mean, I want to be able to wobble home. Okay, I don't want to have to take a fucking. I'm also a bougie bitch like that. I want to be able to just wobble home, so no near karaoke spots
Wobble, wobble,
near
wobble,
my
wobble.
area. Wobble wobble.
Wobble,
You
wibble,
could
wobble,
take an
wibble,
Uber.
Yes, sir.
wibble, wobble, wibble.
Yeah, I could take an Uber. You're right. I could, but I won't. I want to
Or
wobble
a lift.
because the wobbling sobers me up. So by the time I get home, I'm good.
But anyways,
Yes, sir.
on that note, I think we
We're
will
good.
wrap things up for the evening. Necro, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, peace, man.
Hopefully we have you back
Blast,
on
man.
again in
Yeah.
the future.
Yeah, just let me know what days and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll get it figured out. You hit us up on Twitter. I think you followed both of us on Twitter, and we followed back. So just let us know.
No worries.
We'll get
Thanks,
it.
man.
Twitch, whatever. But
Thank you,
deuces.
Take care. See ya.
Perfect. Take care, bud. Thanks for all the info.
Yeah, no worries. Take care, guys. Where is this button to fucking...
It's around. You can just close the. There you go.
There
Oh,
it is.
There you go. Nope,
I
he's
think.
still there.
Maybe.
Fine.
It's all right.
Either way, we're about to close
a
the
great
books
guy.
anyways, as you were saying,
Yeah.
Marks. Oh no,
Yep.
super cool, dude.
Super
And
cool.
he's Canadian. That's why he's so great. He's Canadian.
We won't hold
You
that
guys are great
against
too,
him.
and you're American.
We will not hold that against him. But yeah, on that note, we're going to go ahead and try to close the book on the Wrestling Booking Fantasy Booking Institute. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. Wherever you're listening to it, share it on your social media so people can see it. Join us on twitch.tv/Raw and Order WBU. That's where we do our live show so that you can see us there and participate, and maybe get invited to join us like Necro was here. But yeah, thanks for joining us, Necro, and we will hopefully see you again soon. But make sure to follow us on the social medias. You can follow me at Raw and Order WBU, just like it says down there when it pops up. There it is, right about there. So that's on Twitch, that's on Twitter, on YouTube, on TikTok, just not on Facebook because Facebook is fucking stupid. You can follow DA Fabe at
You want to see us on Facebook? It's Pissant Podcast.
At Pissant Podcast, correct. DA Fabe.
At DA Vincent K Fabe on Twitter only because I'm boring like that.
And then LB is...
You can follow me at twitch.tv/JLBTLC25. I'm not going to promote my Real Talk Radio until I do shit with it, but it's there. So if you do want to hear some stuff about anything and everything entertainment, certainly let me know. And I just need a little motivation. So twitch.tv/JLBTLC25 for now, where I basically play video games and talk about a bunch of stuff on there while playing. So yeah, could check me out there.
Also, if you want to support us, I mentioned earlier, if you're an Amazon Prime member, you get one free subscription a month. So you can send that subscription our way. Yeah, thanks a lot. You can throw that subscription our way. That helps us out a ton there. Otherwise, we've got our merch stores. Links are in the doobly-doos or on the profile page for the merch stores. So you can get something like the Those Who Can't Wrestle podcast shirt or the Pissant podcast like DA Fabe had. Or one of the multitude of other things. I've got another shirt design that I am going to make this week. It's a very simple one. I just thought of it like too soon before this podcast to do before this. So, but I'm going to go ahead and design up a new shirt, so it'll be up on our site here relatively soon. But you can support us that way. But liking, sharing,
one like
subscribing.
Fabe's or one like JLB's getting here.
Mm-hmm. Yep, JLB's got plans to go to the Elimination Chamber and the SmackDown prior to it.
Yep.
Are you getting meet and greets? Because we can't get those in Nebraska.
No, I'm not getting the meet and greets because that shit's too expensive. I ended up getting the duo pack because honestly, it's cheaper than a single ticket for either show. So I got the duo pack, and definitely gonna grab me a shirt or two. Just don't know how I'm gonna get them to sign it yet, since it's gonna be randomly when they're going into the building.
Yep. You just stock their
Sign
hotel.
my shirt! Sign my shirt!
Just stock their hotel. Wrestlers love it when you just show up at their hotel.
Yeah, ask Goldberg.
Just absolutely love it.
I mean,
but
I
yeah.
wouldn't stock Goldberg though. I'd be like, oh, it's Goldberg. Never mind.
Anyway, Goldberg, can you tell us where the good wrestlers are? I really want some
Pretty much.
wrestlers to sign my shirt.
Okay. Oh, I could say I didn't ask you to sign, did I?
No, that's
I
where
said
good
good
wrestlers
wrestlers,
are.
Goldberg. One job. This is where the good wrestlers sign.
But anyways, on that note, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up for this show. We're going to close the book, and we will see you soon.
Deuces.
Ciao.